What's that?
What's that, Don?
I'm wondering if Shimon is celebrating. We're doing things so big in the White House tonight.
Did you guys hear the president's announcement of this evening? Because I'm trying to sort it out. It's kind of huge, but I can't.
It's so big. It's so frankly,
Wait, which announcement?
Biden could have
made it.
We're going to give everybody the day off on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and frankly, the day afterwards.
Norm, what announcement?
Two huge announcements. Number one, if you want somebody to stay in the country, you can keep them in the, let's say somebody goes to MIT or Wharton or Ann Arbor and you want them to stay in the country, a company can pay $1 million and get a Trump gold card and keep this a foreign national in the country. So that sounds really weird. I don't even understand it, but he says that so far 1 billion people have bought the Trump gold card. So that's number one.
1 million people?
No, he says $1 billion has come in. There's been
a million millions. Yeah, $1 million. Well, it cost $1 million, and 1 million people did it.
No, 1,000 million is $1 billion.
Are you okay? We don't have to do the arithmetic here. I'm just pointing out his announcement. You can do the.
It's 1,000 people, guys.
On the back of an envelope.
Oh, I thought he said 1 million.
Yeah,
people.
that's correct. No, I said $1 million. I said $1 billion.
$1 billion. So it's 1,000 people.
At $1 million each.
Okay.
So, and that's in a couple days. The other thing was that he instituted, according to him, favored nation status for drug prices. So the U.S. is not allowed to charge more than other countries for drugs. Because remember, we had that thing where we have such a huge pharmaceutical industry that they would sink quadrillions into research and development and then make the money back by charging a lot for the drug, whether, it's insulin or, blood thinner or whatever or some cancer drug. And he's disallowing that and spreading this increased cost of new drugs among all the countries that want it.
And then we're going to go to Venezuela, Norm, and we're going to keep the oil.
Yes, well, why not? And they're calling this Trump RX, by the way. What? He also changed the name of the Kennedy Center to the Trump Kennedy Center. I get it.
I thought it was a Donald J. Trump and John F. Kennedy. Did he call it the Trump Kennedy Center?
Okay. Yaakov, I don't see an important difference between those two names. I think it would probably be shortened to Trump Kennedy. Because it's known as the Kennedy Center before this announcement. I don't know if it was called the John F. Kennedy Center, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Just wondering. This is a question.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the Trump RX and the Trump Gold Card are the big announcements, which I'm trying to figure out, does any of this make any sense?
Well, frankly, maybe it does.
Well, I understand, Mr. President. I guess what I really meant to say was that it might be a little bit over my head or above my pay grade, and I look forward to learning more from, the greatest president in the history of America or the world or humanity or any world.
Yeah, that's so sweet of you, Norm. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
You're welcome, Mr. President. Thank you. I'm trying to do my best here.
You might be next to Pam Bondi with the shit on your nose. You and Pam can have a shit off.
We can have a butt licking off contest.
The nose is the brownest. We love it.
We also had a big drop of Epstein. I guess these announcements were meant to steal a little bit of the fire from the Epstein drop, which again, so yes, Epstein took a lot of photos, and what else,
Sir, Mr. President.
Let's go. Come on, let's go, mister.
Love you. I love you. I love you.
you.
As a Palestinian. As a Palestinian, I love you, even though you pump too much. You pump too much, sir.
We're going to do tremendous things for Palestine. And frankly, we're going to build a Trump Tower right on the shore.
Welcome. Just come.
We're going to come.
I love you, Mr. President.
Do not come.
I don't think you're gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
We love his fascinating spam. Oh, beautiful. So sweet. Love you.
Don't come.
Don't come.
Covered in cum.
Yeah.
Do you understand Andrew Baisha's map, Yaakov? Because I don't.
Let's see.
He's in the group down
You know, I don't know if anybody has watched South.
Oh, it's
50%.
it's not a map per se. It's it's essentially a 2x2 matrix without the lines in the middle.
So as traditional social values, as traditional values go up. Well, okay, the y-axis is the vertical axis, right?
Correct.
Okay, I have to remember that from my old
Math classes.
Yeah. So as the y-axis goes up, what increases? Traditional or secular values? Traditional.
Well, I think because if you look at African Islamic and you look at Libya and Qatar, so those
traditional.
are traditional. So
Okay.
negative 2.5 is the maximum in terms of traditional, and positive 2.0 is the I believe the maximum in secular. And then they're trying to group the countries that are secular, and what of these countries, let's say the top gray, Confucian, what do they have in common? Well, there's if you look at the countries, they're saying, oh, those are based on Confucian ideology. And then the one in Orthodox Europe, you can see those countries, those dots, those things kind of clustered, although there's this like little thing that sticks down, like it's not perfectly clustered, and they said, oh, that's Orthodox Europe. And then you have survival versus self-expression values, which you'd have to go look at this Engelhardt Weitzel. There's a link at the bottom, World Values Survey.
So I think they're saying that as secular values and self-expression increase, what's the third variable that also increases?
Well, no, there's only there's two attributes. There's the
secular values.
Yeah, because you can go from the maximum will be secular values on the Y, and the minimum is traditional values, right? And 0, like if you drew a line at 0, horizontal line at 0, and a vertical line at 0 on the X going up, you get a 2x2 matrix, right?
You
can be high.
Your own thought. So
what?
You interrupted your own thought. So as we go up, there's more secular values, and as we go to the right, there's more survival.
No.
More what? Self-expression?
No, secular values is the Y. As you go up, you get more secular values.
I got that.
Okay, because I thought you said something else.
No. So what are we measuring here?
Well, let's look it up.
What's the third thing that secular values and self-expression?
Well, there's one axis, which is how secular versus how traditional you are, and the other one is something which is how survivalistic you are versus self-expressive values, and I have no idea what that means. But you can see that also goes from
Well, it's like the Maslow hierarchy, self-expression.
Yeah.
So
So
that's what that is. So he's
self-expression. I mean, if I look at that and if I compare the countries on the right to the countries on the left, they have much higher rates of literacy, much higher rates of
achievement.
Yeah, but also the language is more complex and the thought processes are more complex. It's not to say that the people on the left are dumber. It's just
These are more successful civilizations.
right. So, actually, to be honest, yeah, the ones to the left on the x-axis are more focused on getting food on the table. Versus we figured out how to get food on the table, so we don't have to focus on getting food on the table. We can innovate. We can focus on innovation or self-expression. In this case, they're focusing on self-expression. What do we think of ourselves? What do we want to talk? So it's just a 2x2 matrix of those. And then they try to do this weird kind of clustering, which, like, for example, West and South Asia is a really funky kind of cluster. It kind of falls apart where these little strange blobs.
Well, those might be exceptions to the rule for whatever reason.
Yeah, whatever. Does that make sense, though? It would have been better if they had the horizontal line and the vertical line.
What did you say?
It would have been better if it was a 2x2 matrix. Then it would have made more sense, I think, to you. A line at the 0 and another line at the 0. One horizontal 0 line and one vertical 0 line. And these appear to be self-reported, so who knows if this actually works in the real world. Andrew, did I get that right?
Yeah, he gave you a thumbs up.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah. It's World Values Survey from the Financial Times.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
He says it's the World Values Survey from the Financial Times.
The Financial Times.
Hey, baby, are you there?
I thought it was from someplace else. I think the Financial Times
Yeah,
was
what's
published.
Can we go on the private for a little bit? It's about Buttercup.
You want to go on the what?
You can say it
Private?
here. You can say it here.
I'm not sure if my source wants me to.
Can you just say it?
Let me text them.
Okay, here, I'll do private. Hold on. Fuck.
It's not the Financial Times. You can see the organization in the two links at the bottom right.
No,
Financial
the
Times.
World Values Survey was conducted by the Financial. Just read the chat, yeah. Go.
Yeah, I learned about it from the Financial Times, but Financial Times doesn't conduct their own research in general.
president left.
Yeah, they're going to talk about Buttercup.
The president?
Oh, I thought you were referring to BB as the president.
I was referring to the Donald Trump as the president.
Where did he leave to?
I don't know. I have to check the presidential schedule, I guess.
That's published every day, right, by the press office?
I think so, yeah. I don't understand those announcements. It doesn't sound real.
Did you read some of those plaques that they put out outside the West Wing, you know, along the, or whatever you call it, the thing that connects the residence with the West Wing? You know, he put up these pictures of some of the most recent, or drawings or whatever, of the most recent presidents, along with plaques, you know, bronze plaques. And some of the, it's like his campaign, it's not appropriate for the White House, but literally called Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. Well, you know, Biden really went after him, and you know that
In a political context, yeah, but you don't, this is stuff that, well, of course, should be torn down by the next president. Depending
So
on who the next president is.
Reinhardt, we didn't do that. So the answer to your question is your premise is faulty. We didn't get Western armies to carve us out an empire in the Middle East. I don't think we have an empire in the Middle East. We do have a tiny country about the size of an average U.S. state.
It's like, sorry, I'm talking to my dog. Sorry.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. So I think your question is based on a misunderstanding of reality. I'll invite you up, though, if you have a follow-up question.
And what do you call during the 12-day war with Iran? How all the Arab states were intercepting the missiles? 90% of the missiles were intercepted by the Arabs.
Well, again, I don't buy your premise on your numbers, but I do agree that the Sunnis and Israel have two common enemies, and they are the Iranian genocide regime and the Muslim Brotherhood. And so we coordinate the mutual defense through the CENTCOM of the United States.
They're like vassal states, satellite states.
Of what?
They're directed by the U.S., which is directed by Israel.
No, these are conspiracy theories. None of what you just said is true.
So you installed puppets. Look, so you destroyed Syria, the regimes in Syria and Iraq, and installed puppets. And now
Let's go one step at a time.
Actually, Turkey was
destroyed Hezbollah, a terror organization. Hezbollah was propping up
in Lebanon.
Well, yes, but Hezbollah was propping up a murderous, barbaric tyrant named Bashar al-Assad in Syria. So when Hezbollah fell, the tyrant fell.
And also at the same time, Turkey funded a lot of the dissidents from the north to come down.
Israel and America were funding the Syrian rebels like ISIS and Al-Qaeda.
Under which administration?
Under the Obama administration.
Oh, well, we'd have to go back to check on that. I know we were trying to figure out who to back, but
drop a link in the chat. We'll be happy to look at it. And
we already know that that Al-Shara was funded by Obama.
That's going back.
Drop a link in the chat.
It's common knowledge that
that's going back 10 years. So you might be
up to date on this stuff.
Hang on a second. You're not responding to what he's saying. Obama was trying to figure out who to back, but we're now in we're now in 2025, and Bashar al-Assad remained in control there, and Russia was trying to also get their stake in there. So again, I don't know what you think is a vassal state. The Gulf nations the Gulf Arabs are independent nations and not vassals, and
Their clients are their client states are suzerainties. They're satellites, regardless. They're beholden to American policy.
well, they're
And
not
they get
beholden.
directed.
They like selling us their oil, and we use a lot of it. So there's a financial
But
relationship.
either way, how did Lord Rothschild get Lord Balfour to write him the Declaration of the State of Israel?
I don't know, but the desire for Jews to return home has been eternal. It's not.
How did they do that? How did Jews do
Actually,
that?
it was more Chaim
They
Weizmann.
don't have their own armies. They don't have their own countries. How did they create Israel?
Well,
How did they use the British
I'm
Empire?
answering your question. We got organized. We built something from zero. We drained swamps. We settled land. We created agriculture. I'm answering how. I'm telling you how we did it.
No, I asked you, how did you get the British Empire to carve you Israel?
We didn't. We didn't do
Yes,
that.
they did. Balfour Declaration.
That's incorrect. So you don't know what.
Hold on,
you
the
don't know
British
what.
mandate. British mandate is what created Israel. They're the ones that brought they're the ones that brought you guys.
No, not true. They didn't.
You
Actually,
guys
they
didn't
blocked
make it
Zionism.
yourselves.
Okay. Well, and nobody does anything.
Israel yourselves.
Nobody does
The
anything
British Empire made
themselves.
it.
The British Empire didn't. They actually fought against it. So you're talking over me, which is not good. So if you ask a question, you got to listen to the answer, unless you think you already have the answer, in which case just go on ahead with your answer, and you don't need me. You don't need to talk to somebody who actually knows. So the idea at the end of the 19th century was that empires fell. British Empire, French Empire, Ottoman Empire, and the world was divided up, instead of into empires, into nation states. Among those are all of the Arab states with all of the oil, and all of the African nations, and South America, and even the European map. All of these were really mapped. And included in that was a homeland for indigenous people. In the case of Israel, the Jews, the indigenous people of Israel. And Arabs also, who were indigenous, they threw off the yoke of empire. They threw off the yoke of the Ottoman Empire, and also the British Empire, for that matter, which helped them against the Ottoman Empire, and they declared independence the same way Israel did. So most of the countries in the United Nations were created in the 20th century. Israel is just one. You also got,
So the British
Pakistan.
Empire. The British Empire helped you create it, right?
What do you mean the British Empire helped us create it? What does that mean?
They helped you create the country and everything you know about it.
Well, you just repeated yourself.
Can I repeat? Can I just?
I just want
make a statement that wasn't incorrect.
The Balfour Declaration.
Hang on.
The Balfour
Yes, the Balfour Declaration is a recognition of Jewish indigeneity, just like every other country has its own indigeneity.
It wasn't
like
a
French people, like Germans. Yeah, it is. It's actually in there.
It was an agreement to settle Jews in the land.
It's a recognition of Jewish indigeneity.
To settle them in the land.
It's a recognition of Jewish indigeneity in Israel.
It never said that in the.
Yeah, actually, it does say that, and so does the League of Nations. All of this, again, I'm just going to repeat to you, the map of the current world was drawn in the 20th century.
We need Nick Fuentes, man. We need Nick Fuentes to save us from you guys.
For what?
We need Nick Fuentes
to
save us from you.
Okay. So you don't know what you're talking about, correct?
Like, why are you, you guys are 0.2% of the population. How are you guys allowed to have all these banks and positions?
And there's no allowed.
So for example,
we have a tiny country.
For example,
hang on. I'm going to send you down in a second because you're not listening to the answers to your question. I don't know what banks you think we have. I don't think we have banks.
And the banks are owned by the shareholders.
But we do have a tiny country. I don't think you probably don't even know what a bank is, or a Jew, or a Zionist, or what Israel is.
Or a shareholder.
Right.
Hey, Sheikh, welcome to the house.
But if you need...
Hi, baby.
Hey, bro, can you join the house, please?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Whenever they're done.
Yeah, but if you need Nick Fuentes, feel free to go consult Nick Fuentes, who doesn't seem to know much about what he's talking about either, except he hates women, Jews, black people, and I don't know, gay people. Who knows? He hates everybody. So he's Mr. Hate 2025.
Oh, his ghost here to record the room?
Yeah, well, speaking of recordings,
Yeah.
BB, have you converted to Christianity?
Who said?
Well, I heard something with my own ears today.
Yeah.
I heard you say, and I quote, "Love thy neighbor." I just want to welcome you to the church. Welcome. Welcome.
That's what Jews believe in.
Habibi.
Hey, Shape.
I welcome BB to
You know that's what
Christianity.
That's what Jews.
It's a, yeah.
By the way, turn the other cheek. It means something clean. Okay, so don't. I know
Hey,
you're a little-
Shape.
Yeah.
There's a great story in the Talmud where
Yeah.
a guy who wants to convert to Judaism comes up to there's two schools of thought, Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai. And he comes up to Shammai first and he says, I'll convert if you teach me the Torah standing on one foot. And he says, I can't do that. Goes up to the other guy, says, same question. He stands on one foot and he says,
Love your neighbor as thyself, or the rest of the
yeah, I would say treat your neighbor as you want to be treated. The rest is commentary.
Yeah.
So that thought of loving the neighbor like thyself was Jesus' interpretation of that very same line from the Torah. So
Yeah, thanks for coming. Do you have anything smart to add? Shane?
Well,
Again.
I heard BB say, "Love thy neighbor,"
Yeah, that's what we believe in.
which,
Right.
Jews.
So that
which
would be very
I just,
Torah
it's
of them.
very Christian of you.
It's actually
So
predates
you know, it's-
Christianity.
Exactly.
The Torah.
Predates.
I want to welcome you to Christianity.
Well, he's not
And,
entering Christianity, but
And you know,
I'm grateful that you guys picked
I'll
up
make
something from us.
I'll make just a little prayer, thanking God tonight.
Do you have anything
Or-
smart you want to add to the room, or you just butter like all the other faggots?
I just wanted, I was compelled. I was almost brought to tears, goosebumps.
First, to respect one's neighbor, that compelled you to come in here and make yourself.
No, you said love thy neighbor. And I was like,
Yeah.
Did
Love thy
BB
neighbor.
Did BB
that's a
convert?
Jewish thought. That's a Jewish
It's
concept.
actually
I'm
a
like-
Jewish. It's a Jewish thought. You fucking
I'm like, did
idiot.
BB convert?
No, he didn't.
No,
I'm
you don't
just
have to.
checking.
It's a Jewish thought.
Maybe he means he converted to Judaism. Did you convert to Judaism, Fadi?
I mean,
Did
Shape.
did you revert to
Yeah,
You
Judaism?
revert
Fadi?
to Judaism?
Look, I know that I'm much more Semitic than all of you combined.
No, you're not.
Well, there's no.
I have
That's a
more
language
Semitism.
group. That's a
I have
language
more
group.
Semitism in my toenail
There's no
than
such
you
thing
do.
as
That's
Semitism.
a language group.
than you do
Shape.
in your. If we
Yeah.
just aggregated your entire family over
Yeah,
the last
I think your country needs
300 years.
What a
They have.
fucking sick this
I
news is. Listen, bro.
I
Listen,
shed
Scarlet
more.
Road. Scarlet Road. Listen,
I
listen.
think
listen,
whatever-
Listen, idiot.
Come on,
Whatever we
look,
have, I
BB,
think you need a
BB.
little more.
Welcome to Christianity. Welcome to
Idiot.
Christianity.
Idiot.
I
I didn't know that you simped that hard for Amir.
Come on, BB. Come on, man.
Wow, come on.
Just-
You really dog shit.
Shape. Hold on,
BB, I'm literally your neighbor on this app right now. You,
We are running a
love
special
me.
this week. We're running a
Love me.
conversion
You
special.
need to love me.
We're running a
You
conversion
need to
special.
love me.
It's a 1-year program.
We're giving you
Introductory
some tough
price.
love.
Do you love me?
Yeah. No,
It's
we're
tough
running a
love.
conversion special, Shape. Do you want to participate in
Do
it?
you love me, BB? I'm your neighbor. I'm literally beside you on the little square on the app. I'm right here. I'm literally your neighbor.
And in more ways than one, too.
Look to the left, BB. I am your neighbor. I would
No,
be
I'm
the
actually in
thigh.
the top left.
I would be the
No,
thigh.
I am next to him.
Hey, stop with the supremacy. I
No
would be
supremacy.
the
I'm just.
thigh.
I refreshed my screen.
no
I refreshed
Hey,
my
can
screen,
you let me
dude.
know-
You're in the
Ah,
lower
here
right.
we go. Everyone's
Middle
always
right.
to the right of you guys.
I want
Okay.
Shape.
Always
No,
to
I'm
the.
Shape. Yeah, they are. Listen, faggot. I just want to know how butthurt is Amir that get send you in here and then an anonymous that's probably ghost recording our rooms to play it. Tell him to get used to. If he wants $1,000, and I'll stop hosting rooms in his house. But I'm gonna keep hosting them every single fucking day. Cause you bullies, you losers, you don't frighten me. You don't scare any Jews on this app. And it's good that you bullies get bullied.
Your voice cracked when you said that.
It's good that you bullies get
Did
bullied.
you
Nah,
notice? Did you notice your voice went losers? Did you notice your voice cracked? Like,
No, my voice is
beep,
cracked.
beep.
Yeah. I know.
I'm your neighbor.
They're just very entertaining.
Why don't you call him BB? Why did you call him BB instead of Hubby?
Listen, I don't live beside you in a tough shape.
How'd you know I live in Etobicoke?
Because I know everything about you, you broke ass. Fucking bum.
Wait, what did he
Tried
say?
to lie
What
and
did
say
you
that he
call
was in Unionville. Fucking, what a joke.
Good evening.
Clown.
I dare you to come visit me.
Don't reveal
Don't
our
dare me.
secret powers, BB.
Don't dare me.
Don't reveal our secret powers.
BB,
You know I like a dare.
BB, did you do? Was this another Christmas miracle?
To have you in the room, yeah.
Did you?
Quoting Rabbi Hillel?
Would you sing a Christmas song with me? Silent night. Oh, he knows it. Yes, come
Yeah,
on.
you know
We
who-
did another one.
you know why?
We
You know
got
why?
another one. Yes.
Nearly all of the Christmas songs that you hear on the radio were written by Jews.
Jacob, I'm not even going to entertain this guy's a loser, anti-Semite, and he LARPs and pretends to like
No, but
Jews and all that.
but I want to
No,
get
he's
this
a
out
piece
there.
of shit.
I know. Well,
Him and his douchebag wife, they're just scumbags.
I have good conversations with them, but okay. But all Christmas carols that you hear on the radio, they are primarily written by Jewish people in the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Not that one, no.
Not that one, but I said most of the ones you hear on the radio.
I think they're butthurt. And I like the fact, I actually love the fact that John Kitover opens up live YouTube channels airing that anti-Semitic terror room every day. It's amazing. I aired that in this room today. It was fucking funny.
Telling you, Kitover has many
Here he is. Here's the
Many
man.
talents.
Thank you
he's got many understated talents. Don't sleep on Kitover. This guy's got
I used to think I used to think there was something going on upstairs, but now I realize there's something going upstairs that's good.
To my friends to find out what's going on downstairs.
I'm not touching downstairs.
You see though how butthurt they were? Like Ghost came in to sit at the bottom to record. Shape came on stage to try and get us going, so then they can bring back content because their room's not doing well. Because they made a fatal mistake, right? For 2 years they held the room at Amir's house, and then their room got shadow banned. Then the idiots, instead of opening their room and being patient and putting it in the room chat, 'cause they have 10,000 people in their house. All they gotta do is room is open. Put a link. I understand you couldn't put a link for 2 days, but people would have checked and they click on the house and it shows the live room. They got impatient because they're dying for fucking thirsting clout. So what they did is they opened up world something for them. BB and the chosen ones decided to do the smart one and use the house that's readily available in Mir's house. And now everybody comes to this house and they're so choked and hurt by it. It's amazing. Oh, Butternutter, what's going on, girl? But yeah, they're all like, yeah.
Butternutter?
That's her name, Butternutter.
Oh.
But anyways, they're so butthurt. What?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Christmas carols were written by Jews. Why did Jews write? What was the motivation for Jews writing the Christmas carols?
To write a nice song.
Jingles business. You never heard of the music business?
Yeah, they were, some of them were commissioned, some of them were, were done without payment, and then they were shopped around and they got payment. It was just.
Why not write a nice Christmas song?
Yeah, I mean, they were done in a time when it was sort of much more secularized. The Christmas holidays, so like earlier in the last century, it was a little different when they were writing those songs. So,
But what's the question?
Okay, so my question.
Yeah.
So
Go
that
ahead.
I'll find you an article about it.
So that was, I don't know how to be more direct than the question, but I'll elaborate on why I asked the question, because
Go ahead.
if you have a belief system,
Yes.
and you're everything is contingent upon that belief system.
Everything is not contingent on the belief system.
And that's a problem, right? Because we're
No, it's
killing
not a
people.
problem.
Well, from my perspective, it is a problem.
Hold on,
Our
Butternut,
belief
accept my friend
system-
request. I need to talk to you privately. It's
Our
important.
belief
Butternut,
system is a
accept my
problem
friend
for you. Your belief system isn't a
Okay,
problem
fine.
for me.
So here,
Why do you
And
care about our
for-
belief system?
And so, thank you for. I am concerned about just the existence that I'm in and all the
Okay.
controversies and contradictions that I see around me, regardless of you being.
Okay, what are some of those?
Or all, it doesn't matter what all those things
So
are.
what are
Like eating meat, like for example, eating meat
Yeah.
as opposed to
Eating meat?
Can I every fifth word? Every fifth
Trying to
word?
get you focused.
Every fifth
Yeah.
you're distracted.
Go ahead.
And I didn't even ask you
So
a question.
your contradictions and concerns, like eating meat.
So I'm not even trying to entertain answering you when I'm trying to finish my answer to him.
Right.
Can I?
Don't worry. We're gonna get you there. We're gonna get you there. Don't
I
feel
don't
threatened.
need y'all to give me
You're in a
asking a specific person.
You're in a
Have
safe
that
space.
conversation though,
We're having it. This is the
We
conversation.
should not be having it. I asked him who.
Well, that's not the way it works on
I
Clubhouse.
put an article on the top which you can read.
Huh?
I put an article at the top which you can copy the link and read it later, and it talks about the Jews who wrote those songs.
And I appreciate that you gave me that insight because I didn't know that insight, but I don't know. It was almost like the person who was, who introduced the songs was making a mockery of the fact that this is not a Jewish celebration. But
No,
it was a Christian who introduced. No, it was a Christian person who said that.
I know if you follow what I'm saying, I'm not inconsistent. He was mocking the idea of, I think someone Jewish came off and said jingle bells or some shit like that, and he said, well, you know what, why would you do something like that? And then you came off and said, well, Jewish people wrote most of that shit, and that's the crux, and that's correct. I'm Jewish.
Can I ask you a question, Kaya?
Kaya, do you really think the songs are shit? I think some of the songs are great. With the way I'm thinking about this, how many recipes with pork are Jewish recipes?
I don't think any.
0.
That's consistent, right? But
I beg your pardon?
that would be consistent if Jewish people are responsible for a plethora, if not all.
You think there's a Jewish law against writing?
But see, here's the link.
I can make a link. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so the link is, I'll summarize the article very quickly. There's a huge history of cantoral or singing in temple, right? And there's a lot of melodies that go back thousands of years, and a lot of Jews know them. A lot of them you may even know, but don't realize that they're Jewish. So we have a lot of composing traditions. So, when there was a need, we'd find a way to fill it, and it shouldn't be a threat to anyone. The music's great. We're not saying that, we weren't even imparting our values into these musics. They're actually, when you hear them, you think about them, and it's like, oh, let it snow. Like, yeah, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's nice. It's like literally stuff that happens in winter, and you can go through
Christmas.
it. Yeah,
Christmas,
yeah. Thinking of a white Christmas. It's like, somebody wrote a song about it. He happened to be Jewish. Like,
It wasn't necessarily to Jesus being born or the celebration of Jesus being born.
Well, I don't think Jesus was born on Christmas, was he?
Because it was a great jingle, and so people applied it to that part of the season. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
know what
it shouldn't be.
Jesus had to do with Christmas.
And tell me if I'm wrong here, and I don't mean this to sound as aggressive as I do, but are you?
Black Hebrew Israelite? Yes.
No. That's not where I was going. Are you offended that Jews wrote these songs that are very popular?
I want to understand why I am inundated with contradictions and conflictions, and so when they rise up, I question it. So I don't have any particular.
Yeah, I think the more you learn,
particular interest in the direction.
Okay, so the more you learn about the Jewish tradition, the more you'll see that this is perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal and it fits within our framework.
I would say those songs are secular.
Yeah, they're completely secular.
And Chris,
can I play something that I'm working on?
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh, Daniel is writing some great music.
Like it's not final, but I will play it.
Are you doing Ramadan jingles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You're not a match with good intent. About to those who never been. You raise their flags, ignore their calls, while silence echoed down the halls.
You saw our children torn, and still asked what we hadn't learned. Truth was bleeding on the floor, but you kept scrolling, wanting more.
You lit the fire in your schools, disguised as justice fed by fools. You gave it space, you gave it name. Now wonder why it speaks in flame. You thought it only burned our land, but now it's writing on your head. You left the fire in the door, and now it's rising through the floor.
They came with slogans, not with peace, like knives behind their printed sheets. You cheered their marches in the street, while they erased the air you breathe. We warned you not in hate or pride, but you stood watching from the side. Now your own voice is wrapped in fear, and truth is what they won't let near.
You lit the fire in your lungs, that fenced when it rewrote the cause. You called us cruel, you called us blind, but now the smoke has reached your mind. You thought the fire wasn't mine, but fire never knows the door. You let it in, you lit the spark, and now you see it hates the dark.
Wow. Great.
Not final yet. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We need a rap song, Daniel, please.
A Christmas
Are you taking
classic,
requests?
Daniel.
A rap song?
Classic.
A rap
About
song, yeah.
what?
I don't know, any same topic area, you know?
All right.
Thanks. See how well it raps.
But with the same singer, right? Or different singer?
Maybe a man, you know.
A man, I don't do men.
Yeah, I would beg to differ. I think you only do men.
Like I like the female. Well, I can try.
I know, whatever you want. Yeah, I like Queen Latifah.
Like move on, I will tell you. Like it will not like.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
For that, I'd love to hear Mariachi.
Hey, Teddy.
So funny. I was just messaging him right now. I was gonna let
Teddy?
you know. Yeah, Teddy. I swear to God, I was just about to message him saying that he can't be trusted, and I always knew that. It's so weird. Then I heard you say, "Hey, Teddy." I don't know what.
I just saw. I say hello to
Like,
most people
as
when
a
they
man,
come.
like, you should always be able to, like, you know, have a little bit of trust in somebody. But somebody that goes around, like, and does the shit you do, it's like such snaky shit, bro. And then you complain, like, I don't know, it's just weird.
What did I do now? Question. Laughing about.
Fuck your mom. Go.
Who's it? Is this Muhammad?
Fuck Israel.
Oh.
Fuck
Oh, hold on.
Do you have-
That's
hold on.
that's
Do you have
10 million people. Do you think you can handle
Do
that?
you have anything else? Do you have anything else?
We need better material. We require better material in
Where are
this
you
room.
from? Pakistan or India?
Wala. I'm Egyptian,
You're Egyptian.
You
Why do
remember
you look like a
1973?
So why
Oh,
do you
he's into
look like
Havanese dogs.
73?
Why do you look
Fuck Israel.
Yeah,
Fuck
wait, hold on.
Israel.
See, they still teach in the Egyptian schools that you guys won. Do you know that, BB?
Hitler was.
Okay, wait, we don't.
Hitler was.
Everybody listen to what this bitch said.
Israeli.
Okay.
Hitler.
Hold on. I just want to show you something so I can do the same thing. Your mother sucks cock. She's a whore. If you guys spent as much time as you did hating Jews into raising your children to love themselves and invest time in their future, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Children loving themselves is an example of that. Is them killing other people for no reason.
What do you mean?
Good children. We have a rule for how to raise good children, and those children are being raised to kill other people mercilessly. Are those good children? I'm just asking. Is that the rule of thumb? Is that the measure of a good child?
Are you trolling right
Why
now?
don't we all just celebrate Christmas, okay?
No, I'm just curious. Are you trolling?
You said so. I don't believe that anybody has a rule over how they raise children and what is a good child and what determines a good child.
Why not?
Because what?
If you invest time in your children and children's future and you teach them, okay, are you going to shut your fucking mouth? Are you going to listen?
Where is the example of a good child?
An example of a good child is it's how you raise your children. So if you're a good parent, if you're a good parent,
the example of a good child turn to a good child.
So if you're a good parent and you raise your children to have values, core values,
does that reflect adults today?
Oh my God, this person's a chihuahua. I fucking lost my patience for dummies on this app. Like, these people are just so out to fucking lunch. It's so sad, what happened. Wow.
You couldn't answer me. Who's the dummy?
What are you talking about? Listen, you know who wins the fight with an idiot? Only another idiot. I'll never win with you because you're dumb.
Thank you. That's a good child being raised.
Impossible.
Got it.
It's impossible to win an argument with you because you're dumb.
You are an example of a child, a good child who was raised into a very strong, positive adult. I get that part. And so we're expecting people to think like you, and that's an example of a child being raised right. Perfect.
So tell me, how did you come up with that?
Who is suggesting that you have the rule of thumb for how to raise a good child?
I do. Invest more in your child's education. Teach your child to love.
Do you have children? Boo. Yeah.
Yes, I have 10 of them.
It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked.
I have 10 of them. They're all great children.
You have 10 of them.
Yes.
And how do you measure their greatness?
I see that they do selfless acts.
Selfless acts.
Not looking for recognition. They do it because they want to do it to feel good for themselves. They don't do it out of recognition.
First off, you lie. Secondly, is that the measure of?
How did I lie? You don't even know me. How did I lie?
Selflessness is that the greatness of a child? Selflessness.
Yes.
Because we all should be poor. We all should be poor.
Why should we be poor? Just because you grew up. Just because you're poor. Why should everybody else be poor?
Anybody who was doing good is not selfless.
Make you not feel alone.
Anybody who's doing good is not. Anybody who's not doing good. Anybody who's eating meat is not selfless. Anybody who's fucking eating.
Why? What's wrong with eating herbs? What's wrong with eating meat?
Oh, come on. Let's not get particular.
Why not? What's the problem with eating meat?
Particular.
Tell me what's the problem with eating meat is.
What is a good person?
What's the problem with eating? Okay, listen, douchebag. I'm gonna drop you if you're not gonna have a conversation. So tell me. Let's go step by step, because I know your fucking retarded mind doesn't understand. What's the problem with eating meat?
I haven't called a name yet.
That's okay. That's you. That's me. We're different. Listen, you fucking chimp. What's the problem with eating meat? You fucking chimpanzee. What's the problem with eating meat?
How do you get to the meat?
You fucking circus animal. What's the problem with eating meat?
Get to the meat. That's the problem.
What? Pardon?
Can you not hear me? It's how you get to the meat.
No, you keep going in and out of the matrix. So
no, I didn't.
What the problem is.
What's the problem with eating
probably
meat?
Because you have fucking Wi-Fi that's stolen. But go ahead.
What's the problem with eating meat?
She's trying to say that it equates to being a bad person.
No, something about getting there? I didn't understand.
No. Because she's in and out of the matrix because she steals her Wi-Fi. And I heard her say something about eating herbs only makes you good. I don't understand.
The human body wasn't meant to survive just without protein.
That's why we have
from
Okay, I have it. I'm not loving it, but...
Is this the rap song?
Yeah,
only bring us finished products.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will just play the best one, but I don't think any of them are good.
Let's go play it.
I don't think it's rappy enough.
Well, you got to do genre.
Definitely not.
Because you got to put NYC
yeah, you got to make it hardcore Bronx rap. No violent rap.
You lit a match, call it peace. About the those who never see. You raise their flags, ignore their call. But silence echoed in your heart. Yeah, that's the style. And it kind of stays in this rhythm. I will try it now in New York.
Yeah, hardcore rap.
No,
you gotta feed it the right words.
So the style, you got to put New York City hip hop, Biggie Smalls. Something
But he said rap, not hip hop.
Well, rap is hip hop.
Well, hip hop came out of rap.
But you cannot say Biggie Small and...
You can. Are you using Suno?
Type. You said Biggie Smalls.
That's what I do. I put Biggie Smalls. And then I put New York City, hip hop, Biggie Smalls, and it comes so fucking wild.
Let's see. Well, I play it as I get it because I don't have the energy. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. You lit a match and called it peace. But bow to those who never cease.
That's it.
You raised their flags, ignored their calls, while silence echoed in your halls. Echoed in your halls. You saw our children torn and burned. And still that's what we hadn't learned. We hadn't learned. Truth was bleeding on the floor, but you kept scrolling wanting more. Wanting more. You let the fire in the school. Let the lies become the rules. You gave them my mistake, Mike. You lit a match and called it peace. But bow to those who never sleep. You raised the flags and ignored the calls, but silence echoed in your halls. You You saw our children torn and burned, and still that's what we had to learn. We had to learn. Truth was bleeding on the floor, but you kept scrolling, wanting more. Wanting more. You let fire in the school. Let the lies become the rule. You gave them all the sacred mic. And now you're scared of speaking name. At night, you thought the fire burned the land. But now it's glowing in your hand. You let it in, you praise the spark. Now watch it right across your dark. They came with slogans, not with peace. Eyes behind the printed sheets. You cheer their marches in the street. While they erase the air you breathe.
Yeah, I'm not loving it too much.
I like it. I like it.
You let the fire in your lungs.
Okay, Daniel, change it right now. Go to add West Coast.
No, but I need to also work on the lyrics a bit. I'm not loving the lyrics also.
But no,
Are all your lyrics with the same sort of prompt about the topic area?
West Coast, Tupac Shakur.
Butter.
It might sound.
Butter.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey,
What do
yeah.
you think of the song? What's up?
But I like the original one with the female voice.
What song?
That she. And which one was this one?
Straps.
No, it's always with that.
You lit a match with good intent, but bow to those who never bent. You raise their flags, ignore their calls, while silence echoed down your halls.
You saw our children torn and burned, and still asked what we hadn't learned. Truth was bleeding on the floor, but you kept scrolling, wanting more.
You left the fire in your schools, disguised as justice fed by fools. Your religion of hate. You gave it space, you gave it name. Now wonder why it speaks in flame. You thought it only burned our land, but now it's rising on your head. You left the fire in the door, and now it's rising through your floor.
They came with slogans, not with peace. Like knives behind their printed sheets. You cheered their marches in the street, while they erased the air you breathe. We warned you not in hate or pride, but you stood watching from the side. Now your own voice is wrapped in fear, and truth is what they won't let near.
You left the fire in your lungs, then fenced when it rewrote the cause. You called us cruel, you called us blind, but now the smoke has reached your mind. You thought the fire would be mine.
She sounded like Bonnie Tyler. Anyway, still work on this. And I don't like the guy talking. Not another. Stay the way. So yeah, I didn't connect to the rapping.
You didn't what?
I didn't connect to the rapping.
Okay.
But
That last one sounded like a Bond film.
I asked mariachi. You can do mariachi, Daniel?
No, I need to first work on the lyrics. The lyrics are not good enough. They are like, some of them are a bit stupid.
He's like a trained monkey. After mariachi, can you do opera?
Why not?
I need to know this time because I need to know the style and investigate it a bit.
It's very German that way.
No, like so I'll be accurate. Otherwise, I write like rap, and then like I let it like it's kind of like a raffle. Like I don't know what I'll get. Usually, I try to get a bit more specific.
Genres. I'd love to hear what your talents are in other genres besides rap. And
What?
Why don't you play that hunting song?
What is the hunting song?
What? The one in Arabic?
To the people of Gaza.
Yeah, that song is.
did you just listen to a hunting song though?
You know, this one's even more haunting.
But you wouldn't.
Music and
the music is beautiful, but without the lyrics, it's hard to understand.
Haunting some region of the world.
No, it's not a haunting. It's like it's a message to the people of Gaza, basically.
And when I said haunting, I meant the wailing of the singer and the type of music is very like in a haunting style.
It's haunting. But why does haunting music only come from one region of the world? That's why I was
doesn't. No, it comes from all over.
Do a haunting mariachi.
That I've never heard, but okay. You can go into Sonu. You should go into Sonu and try that out.
Yes.
He's just doing this in Sonu. Not just, but he's quite accomplished at it.
Can you do
like I said, him tries it. From the what?
The Orient?
From the Orient.
All I'm hearing is haunting songs and rap songs. That's all.
Okay, so Orient. Here, this is Orient.
Do you know what the word Orient means?
Well, it could mean like either Eastern.
Okay, I was just with you.
Which is Eastern.
I like this one.
نسمع نين أطفالكم نحس بنار في قلوبكم لكن من يسرق صوتكم يخفي الحقيقة عن دربكم تعيشون تحت الحصار لكن القيد مش من الديار من باعكم باسم الدين هو من غرس فيكم السكين انتم مش عدالة لكن في نار ما هي نارنا في من يحكم باسم الدم ويبني المجد على الوهم نحلم ليكم بالسلام بس مش على حساب الحق التام ندافع مش لأننا ننكره بل حتى ولادنا ما يصرخوا ليش الانفاق مش مدارس ليش الامل صار بس مراسم وين راح الخبز والماء ضاعوا بصفقات الجبنة شفنا صور تمجد موت وطفل ماسك بيده تابوت بس لسه نحلم بالامان لكم ولنا في هالاوطان انتم مش عدالة لكن في نار ما هي نار في من يحكم باسم الدم ويبني المجد على الوهم نحلم ليكم بالسلام بس مش على حساب الحق التام ندافع مش لأننا نكره بل حتى ولادنا يصرخوا مين علم الطفل يكره مين علم البنت تفجر مين يفرح لما تموت ويصور الموت كأنه صوت انتم مش عدالة بس الحقيقة لازم تنقال الحرية مش بالكراهية ولا الشهادة بالتضحية بأجال نحزن على على كل الضحايا لكن ما نمشي ورا الحكاية افتح ونعيش شوفوا مين معكم وكل سنين لها الغزل نحن نراكم ونرجو لكم حياة من نور مش نار
You're good. I love that song.
Daniel, I got some comments about that. I'm a diehard fan of Turkish music, kind of like that. The thing that rubbed me is the pitch of the voice. I cannot stand it. It's just too high in these
You're in the Matrix.
Am I still in the Matrix?
You said you like Turkish songs, and then we missed you.
So I watch Turkish soap operas, and there's a couple of them where music like that it just resonates with me. It sounds more Egyptian. I kind of like it a lot. What I don't like is that high ass. It's old. It's really old. Something more rough, a little rougher. Might be better. It's just
like more mature.
It's just high ass piece. It's
like an kultum you want.
I mean the pitch, ass pitches. That whole.
Why, Chaya, your internet is really like you're coming in and out. You're in the Matrix. But I heard the most of it, but just the end, not.
Yeah, no, it was just the pitch, the high.
Now we can hear.
I mean, she's got a pretty voice, but geez, how many times can we hear that voice? That voice like for example, Celine Dion, she had a more earth toned voice. That high ass pitch is just so. It's the default. And the default is just old as fuck to me. The melody behind it is classic, it's gold as fuck, and I love it. It's just bring her pitch down a lot.
And you should understand the words. I mean, the words actually are the key here.
So from what part of the Middle East is that song from?
It is. What do you mean from what part of the Middle East?
Like Israel type area, and Egypt and Turkey kind of share the same sound, is what I'm understanding now.
It is like a bit of Egyptian sound, but yes, it's a bit of Egyptian pronunciation.
It comes from that region, absolutely do. I wish it were more music, in more. Well, they don't have movies that come from that region very often here. But again, I'm tapped into a Turkish channel, so I get it more often than most Americans do, and I appreciate that. So I love the background music 100,000%. It's that squeaky ass voice that I can't stand anymore. It's just so old. We need some more Celine Dion-ish. It's a little even a little too high. You just bring that octave down.
Where are you from? Hello.
Question?
Where are you from?
I'm in America, United States.
Okay.
The stuff from some of the Turkish songs I cannot stand go like this.
What was the name? You know Mujda?
I cannot stand the screaming. I cannot stand it's too high. and screaming. She wasn't screaming; she was singing, and I appreciate her vocal skills. But it's just the octave is just so outdated. And it's, yeah, that.
But that one is a bit different style. Yeah. This one was specifically for Arabs, so it was in Arabic and Arab style.
Heard some songs in Turkey spoke a song at a high pitch, and that same song being sung by a woman who has a lot more girth, and the girth feels better than that high pitch. That high pitch is just it's done. It's played out.
You're done.
What's the name of the title of the room, يا شبك شبيخ? يعقوب. يعقوب حبيبي.
It's I guess we didn't put the title, but yes, I mean it's time for Gaza to surrender, and the radicals needs to be stopped, and we need to kind of go back to civilization.
So this title is good or bad for us?
What is for us?
For Palestine, for
Gaza need to first surrender so we can end this and we can move on. No, you don't think so?
So you guys want peace with Palestine?
We always wanted.
We always wanted peace.
That's not the issue. Yeah.
47.
I know Israeli people probably they need peace, but your government Netanyahu.
They don't need it. They want it.
Yeah, it's not about the government.
This is the only one he didn't need no peace.
No, unfortunately, the reality we know it by now, so we can stop with the game. Israel always wanted peace. Palestinians never wanted peace.
I know, but Israeli people they're looking for peace.
And the Palestinians never wanted peace. Palestinians are saying it now.
How you know?
Because first of all, they say it. Okay, they say that this is what they never say that they want peace. Okay, they always say that they want to eradicate Israel.
No, but it's not true. Probably some Palestinians they look.
So which one is calling for peace? Which where? Why is it not happening?
Okay, in Palestine, village of Ramallah, probably they're looking for peace. Probably, I don't know, Gaza, they're looking for peace too, because Gaza, you guys destroy Gaza.
Now maybe they want peace, so for this they need to surrender. This is what happens usually in wars, like the Nazis at the end, they admitted defeat, they surrender, and then they could start rebuilding Germany, demilitarize it, and kind of rebuild it. And Gaza just doesn't surrender because it gets a lot of help from the West to keep them alive.
In Gaza, they have floods there. They have floods.
Yes. Well, they had a flood for a day. This is how the weather is in the Middle East. It comes for a day or two. It's not constant. And the reason they have floods, yes, of course, there was a war, but also they don't have drainage, they don't have pipes, because they take out the pipes to turn them into rockets. I mean, this is the problem. Hamas is a cancer. They need to go out, and Palestinians, if there is something called Palestinian resistance, they should fight against the occupiers, which are Hamas and many others, not Israel. But Palestinian resistance is a code name to eradicate Jews. If there were true resistance, they would fight Hamas.
There's a lot of messed up things going on. I don't know about it. I don't know gonna.
Listen, Israel left Gaza in 2005. And then, there was like elections. The Americans supervised to make sure it's democratic elections. And they elected Hamas, that instead of creating Gaza.
Guys, but the Israeli government, they look into occupation Gaza again.
So you say that we left Gaza in 2005 because we wanted to occupy it? I mean, Arabi, it doesn't. I mean, really, enough with this. We know what's up. We really tried. And at the end, 7th of October really opened our eyes. And I think it's time that you guys also face reality. The blockade, all the walls, this is a necessity. It's not something that we want. Those are people that want to massacre us, and they do it all the time. By the way, still, every day almost. There's like a terror attack, or like throwing rocks at cars, and like it's happening all the time. We know it. I know that it's not being broadcast in the world and in the news, so they only see when we fight back. But we know.
Brother, I'll be back, okay? Because I'm busy.
Ciao. Okay. בוקר טוב.
מה העניינים?
בסדר.
בסדר, זה טוב לשמוע את הקול שלך.
מי אתה ברט?
מה, אתה לא זוכר אותי?
לא, אתה לא שם, אתה לא מופיע, אתה לא בא...
I just came back online, man. I've been off.
Okay.
I'm traveling. It's nice to listen to your logic again. Nice to listen to you speaking to a brick wall, man.
I'm not sure it's a brick wall. Like he didn't give me the automatic responses. Listen, people that I don't know exactly who he is, but if he's like from the area, then he might know better than most of the so-called pro-Palestinians that don't know shit, because they don't live with the consequences. They don't live it, they just read about it. So he might know the shit he's saying that they're doing.
I don't know. I came back online 2 days ago, and I went straight into Amir's group.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just to hear their take on what happened in Bondi, because all my family are in Sydney, in Bondi. They were there when it happened, and man, it's exactly what I expected. It was organized by Mossad. The terrorist wasn't really Muslim. He was a Jew trained by the IDF.
Listen, I could create a ChatGPT that will give it a story, and he will create the properly response to it. It's very easy. It's like to Darvo, basically. Darvo. How do you call it? Deflect. How it's called? There's a technique like this. Hold on. Darvo.
I'm just sick of it, Daniel.
Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. This is basically they deny it, and then they basically reverse it. So we are basically, this is like a technique that they do a lot.
מה הם אמרו בארץ על זה שקרה בסידני? זה בחדשות?
ברור. כאילו, זה היה, אתה יודע, זה מתקפה עלינו, לכולנו, כאילו.
Well, this is what Amir was saying, that Bibi is responsible because Bibi is speaking on behalf of the Jews, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Bibi is not speaking on behalf of the Jews. I don't understand, like, he's responsible. He's responsible. And they blamed it on the Palestinians, the Bibi. And I said, Bibi didn't blame it on the Palestinians. Blamed it on the fact that the Australian government recognized the Palestinian state while they were screaming, "Gas the Jews" in Sydney. It's like...
legitimizing Canada, gave them rope.
Yeah.
They normalized it more and more and more. Yes, and this is what happens.
This guy in the group here, Teddy, sitting downstairs there, at the bottom. He's one of them. He's arguing with Teddy. You can see him in the bottom of the room. English twat. They don't show. He's listening. Fuck. I'm sick of these bastards. You have a lot more patience than me, man. You're non-emotional.
Listen, at the end, it will collapse, okay? The entire thing is based on lies, and at the end, it's meant, most of it is amplified in order to destabilize, the West. The other players, except the pro-Palestinians, that are benefiting from the polarization and this destabilization of and it's happening everywhere. Like, look, it's happening everywhere. And at the beginning, we said, the West is next. And I think that people don't really get it, but the West is not even next, it's now.
But it's happened before. I mean, Bibi's in saying the West is next, but it happened before October 7th in the West.
No, what is happening right now, not just with the attacks on Jews, but the entire, the violence, the riots, the radicalization of the population, it's happening in the UK, it's happening in Ireland. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I disagree with you, Daniel. I think, I personally think I need to feel on it, yeah. But I think I don't see a future for Israel and the world because of basic demographics. I don't see any way around it, Daniel.
Well, I think there will be a clash of basically of realities. This made-up reality and there's a silent majority. We see the very violent and loud minorities, but at some point there will be a pushback because this movement doesn't know. It's always hungry. It cannot be satisfied. It consumes everything, and I think they slowly and surely they are kind of pushing the line and starting to getting a pushback, which then they double down, which will get a stronger pushback. It could end in civil, small civil wars or civil wars in different places. But Israel is not alone here because there is truth, there is morality, there is I do see also in comments on Twitter, we're not alone, okay? Seeing that this entire Free Palestine movement for what it is, not just us. Many, many people see it.
I agree with you, but the Logianim, it doesn't make sense to me how the future, I'm talking, let's say 75 years, just based on demographics, Daniel, especially in countries like Australia, in most of Europe, there's no turning around from this because of
massive population?
Yeah, I'm talking about.
So let me tell you this: that if Australia becomes a majority Muslim population,
I'm not saying majority. I'm not saying
a large minority. A large minority.
Even if it's 30%. Yeah. Even if it's
large minority. That would be more Australia would feel it more than Israel.
What do you mean?
And I think that once it will start to happen, I think there would people that would want to preserve their societies, their civilization, and there might be a bigger pushback than is allowed today. The Overton window might shift if it will be seen as a threat.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, and I've heard the argument. But if you think, for example, if you look at the government of Israel, right, the far right, the religious groups, right, right? They send, the rabbis say, okay, you go and vote for this guy, okay? And we'll do the same in Australia, the same in Canada, the same in Spain. You vote for this politician. So even if I don't see any way to turn this around. I know there's still more Christians in Europe than, say, Muslims, but I don't know, man.
This is why I said that it might come to civil war. Because they would use the demographic, and basically this is the entire thing, that they are exploiting all the, I would call it, weaknesses of Western societies: freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, democracy, voting, all that, in order to basically take those values down. So I do think that at some point there will be like countermeasures. I don't know exactly what, but I think that at the end democracies will have to fight for their existence.
I think democracy, the only way to solve it is by shifting democracy and going, unfortunately, the direction that Saudi Arabia, Bahrain have gone, whether, and that's scary. Because,
which is what? In what way then they gone?
Well, a more fascist response. So, for example, in Saudi, Bahrain, they don't allow this kind of extremist talk, right? They put a stop to it. And that's a very strong Islamic, they're Islamic countries, right?
That's a problem. We don't want to become that. And the later they respond, the harder would be the measure. And yes, everybody will be affected by it. Because in a way, it's kind of World War III that is happening, just not what we expected. It's coming differently because they know that militarily. And by the way, it's not just like the Islamists, it's also like China and Russia that are participating in kind of inflaming this entire thing. Because militarily they cannot win, but they can do it exactly with the thing that makes the West different, which is democratic values.
Yeah, the mind, basically.
Multiculturalism, freedom of speech, all of that,
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying civil war is what we're looking forward to?
Hopefully, there will be awakening, or maybe there will be a country that, quote unquote, will fall and will act as a cautionary tale. I don't know. But I would worry for Israel less than the rest, to be honest.
No, see, I disagree. The future of Israel, again, between the... Sorry? Don't worry about it, because I've got two more. It's fine. It's fine. The problem I see in Israel is not just the Islamic demographic, but also the far right demographic, the religious demographic. You combine the two of those, I don't see a future for you in Israel.
But their voting is not rising.
You act as though the Jews didn't see this from a million miles away. It's sort of funny. You're just waking up to this? You think?
And listen, and I would just want to tell you one thing about Israel. Israel is a Jewish democracy, and those two values, in a way, also contradict each other in a way. But we are always I said it once here and I liked it, on the hyphen between the Jewish and the democratic, okay? This is where Israel is, on the hyphen. So if something will shift, we will balance it some other way, okay? For example, now they don't want to participate in the army. There are talks, okay, so maybe you will lose your right to vote if you are not participating and you don't acknowledge Israel and don't want to, whatever.
But they can't do that. They can't do that because of the voting power.
Right. What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying that the religious side in Israel, they have a strong voting power because they say to vote for one person, so...
No, it doesn't matter. They still have two parties that they divide between the Ashkenazim and the Sfaradim, and together they're less than 10% of I think now 10% of the coalition, maybe. I think...
20%. Shai saying 20%.
20, okay, because they oppose all the time. So maybe 20% of the Knesset seats, I don't remember exactly how many. They could form a coalition without them also, a government without them. or not respond to whatever they want. I mean, at the end, there will not be 60, and no one will fall in. No one will cave in because Israel are very vocal.
What's the percentage of Shai? כן, אני ישראלי, אני חצי ישראלי, חצי אוסטרלי. What's the percentage of Arabs in Israel?
Say 20%.
So it's 20% Arabs, 20% religious?
Yeah, but they don't necessarily vote for like the Arab parties because they don't see them as representing them.
Okay. You're even better than me because you're there, I think. So.
Or not all of them vote.
I don't know, אני קצת מפחד. מה אני אגיד לך?
No, I mean, worst case, there will be a separation in Israel to Israel and Yehuda.
Well, there's been a separation in Israel for the last 10 years now.
No, like an actual, like if this would happen, but I don't think it will happen because at the end, like, the religious, they don't want to serve the military and don't want to work, like they cannot sustain a country in no way, shape, or form. And they're not Zionists also, most like at least the majority of them, so...
Yeah, the irony.
They can always leave and go somewhere else, like...
Yeah, where?
Yeah, I don't know, somewhere else that will provide for them like money and free schools and free education and free food and free whatever.
Yeah, send them to Rwanda.
Okay. I don't know, the religious people in New York are able to have a religious lifestyle and go to work and provide for their families. Like it is possible.
Sure.
Just in Israel, it seems like it's you have to like be 24/7 devoted to the entire population.
No, but they say they're working, Daniel. They say they're working all day, right? By praying.
I hate to say it, but it takes a certain kind of schnorrer to do that.
But you're born into it. Like this is like the entire community is like based on this. Like it's about controlling people. It's about amount of people. You have like heads, then you put them into your schools, your education system. Everything is like, it's like almost like an autonomies, you know? If something happens, you don't report to the police, you go to like your police, your courts, your whatever. You close things within.
I just realized you're moderator in Amir's house. How did that happen?
It's a hostile takeover, occupation, Zionist occupation.
Thank you for inviting. I will give you the Vermont State's number. Who wanted to talk with me?
Yeah.
What was all of that?
I don't know. My mistake.
I blame you, Daniel.
Easy target.
I want Teddy to come up. He's chicken shit sitting at the bottom of the room. He was all talk yesterday.
Which chicken shit?
Teddy.
He's gonna say something scary. He's afraid of the Jew.
Where is he from? Is Teddy?
He's English, but he's very anti-Israel. And,
he's a British Jew hater.
Yeah, he's literally a Jew hater, man. Yeah.
I love British that are talking about calling us colonials.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, honestly, Daniel, all Muslims, man.
All Muslims in the UK, like Aziz, calling us colonial or probably steady.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny because then I talk about history, historical facts, and they forget the Ottomans and it's like the hypocrisy. Anyway, he'll be first in line in London, man.
It's a bit of amnesia.
No, the entire cause is about stealing Jewish identity and Jewish history and Jewish, whatever happened to us and kind of basically trying to appropriate it. This is why the genocide, they actually believe their own lies. So they had this lie that Jews received a state because of the Holocaust, okay? Like as a, I don't know, like a prize, complimentary prize. So they say, okay, if Holocaust equals a state, we need to organize our own Holocaust. So they made up like this genocide claims, hoping, and it actually kind of works for them. You know, Australia recognizing Palestine, the other like weak leaders, I don't know where, recognizing Palestine.
It's not just that, Daniel. You know, just after October 7th, in front of the Opera House, before Israel entered Gaza, they were screaming gas the Jews, they were calling genocide, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Before Israel
responded. I know. When there was still, I think it was like on the 10th of October, there was still jihadists, Nukhba terrorists on our land at this point.
Exactly. I mean,
but then the police said something. They didn't say gas the Jews. They said,
where are the Jews?
Where's the Jews? Where's the Jews?
Yeah,
yes.
No, they said gas the Jews, man. They said,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Like either like, okay, what's the difference?
Nothing. I'm sick of it, Daniel. You, as I said before, you're very calm. You know, I listened to your debate months ago, and you're very calm. You remain calm. I'm sick of it. You know, like Daniel, just so you know, right? I'm in a little place called a little island called Phu Quoc. It's in the south of Vietnam, right? And at the end of my street, I'm in a little village, man, a tiny village with a few resorts in it. At the end of my street, there's a stop sign, and when I arrived, I saw Free Palestine. In the middle of nowhere, Daniel. You know, and I went and bought a black texter and I rubbed it out with a texter. I went back the next day and someone had wiped off when I covered it. And I just got back from Australia. I went for holiday to Australia. I came back with an Israeli flag, a sticker, and I put the sticker. It's still there. But in this little village, Daniel, in the middle of nowhere, man, Free Palestine. You know, I'm so over it. You know?
Which country, bro?
I'm in Vietnam. Vietnam, and it's not Vietnamese, yeah? It's lefties, it's Europeans. Yeah, Teddy, come up, man. Don't sit there writing a bullshit.
Although I did see a on-camera interview where somebody was walking down the street. There's that famous street in Saigon where the train is, or I think it's Saigon, where the train goes right through the street, and like there's 4 inches on either side of the street. And this guy, when the train was there, was walking down the street, and he was somewhat visibly Jewish, and one of the stall vendors, which is unheard of, just started ripping into him. Other people were, it was really upsetting.
Vietnamese.
Yeah.
That's strange because I found most Vietnamese people are supporting.
In general they are. I was just surprised. Yeah. This was in Ho Chi Minh.
At the end, you see the violent radical minority, which make
they exist everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. This is what you see. Those that go and put graffiti, then you know it's one violent person that can or like a group that this is what they do, but it doesn't mean that this is like everybody. Just like a very violent minority.
I don't know if I should be scared. My girlfriend's not Jewish because I wear a Star of David very high on my neck, especially since Bondi, and she's worried about my safety. She says, take it off. And I said to her the other night, I said, honey, I can't live my life not being able to be myself, who I am, you know? But she's worried for me because I'm very vocal now. If someone lefty comes up to me, I'm going to give them a mouthful. I haven't, you know.
Yeah, at the end, there is a value of all those that are exposing themselves because it will collapse at the end. And, you know, people are taking sides. And either you are like, will be stained for falling for this bullshit, like, nonsense. Or, like, not. I don't know. I don't know how it will all end because it will have to collapse. It's gone too far and people are very much invested, including, like, you know, like, governments and like medias and like
it's since the 70s, Daniel. You know, when you said like in the last few years and in the West, it's since the 70s. Since the 1970s, these Western people have been
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying that now there's like this boiling point that it's coming. Like it accelerates very fast. Now.
It's coming to a beach. It's coming to a beach near you.
Yeah, exactly. Like it looks like it's coming to an impact with something, like a collision.
Like critical mass.
Like they're getting more and more. I mean, at the end, they say that they will not stop until the eradication of Israel. Okay, and no people. This is what they mean, but what they say.
They also say that first they're coming for the Saturday people, and then they're coming for the Sunday people.
Exactly. Where did I leave the Buddhists?
But I think that the Sunday people...
They think of them as idol worshippers. They slaughter them at will. It's horrendous what they do to Buddhist people.
I think that there were many people that kind of, maybe joined it during the war will kind of start saying that it's not about the Palestinians, not about the war. It's not about, because it goes on and it's about different stuff. You know, the Eurovision nonsense that now like people are like boycotting the Eurovision is like the biggest like scam of all. Like this Nemo that during the war participated against Israel, and then the next year, because he was the winner, he came to participate as the last year's winner during the war, and then the next year no one talks about him. The war is over, now he boycotts and returns his trophy. That's so obvious.
Man. Yeah.
Yes, it's so obvious. I mean, this entire thing has to collapse at some point. I don't know how many useful idiots it will take with them, because they're all like shamed. I mean, at the end, it's all public. Right now, they think they're on the right side, but at the end, I don't know how it will end, to be honest. I really don't know.
This hatred for the Jews has nothing to do with Israel, man. That's pretty obvious. If it was, then we wouldn't have had all the pogroms before the existence of Israel. That's what I always say to lefties. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, not you, them. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with Israel. It's just another reason now. Hate the Jews.
Now that we have a Jewish state, and instead of collectively talk about Jews, we will say Zionist, we will target Jews, and we will, like, we are the only people that need to have this word Zionist. That means, hey, we have a right to exist. Like, the French don't have it, the Americans don't have it, even the Palestinians don't have it. We need to say, no, we believe that we have the right to exist. Sorry for self-determination.
How do you deal with Amir? Like, you're in his group a bit, right?
I go there. If I go there, I'm in the audience. I don't go on stage, and it's kind of like a zoo to me. It's like basically like visiting a zoo. Okay, it's entertainment for me, because it's funny to me to see grown people like so low level believing those fantasies, lying out of their heads. It's like. It's watching it like a safari, like watching like the animals and how they behave. But it's a bit entertaining, to be honest.
Dangerous animals, man. Dangerous animals.
No, they're not. They're all like those are like those are just immoral hyenas that are like kind of feasting on the dead. They're not brave or dangerous. They don't do the killing. They just feast on the
killing. They feed the killers, Daniel. They empower the killers.
Yeah, but they also, but they benefit from it. They enjoy the dead corpse. They feed from the dead corpse. The killers kill, but they also feast for them. So everybody's exploiting the Palestinians, and Palestinians were created as a tactical weapon against Israel, and everybody's using them. Their suffering is what is fueling their cause. This is why they were very upset when there was a ceasefire. This is now when there is a ceasefire, they're trying to kind of reignite it with all kinds of bullshit performances, because they want to keep on the genocide and they're like starvation. And now there's like rain dropping. This is the guy who wants you?
Yeah, this is the English guy, you know.
Can you imagine this level of filth that this person allows himself to be covered in excrement like this? Teddy, you're quite an amazing fellow.
Teddy.
How do you wash the stink off you, Teddy? How do you wash the stink off you?
No, you have something to say, or just here to play Nazi propaganda? Because we hear it in
No, I don't think he cares. He's comfortable.
If you got nothing to say, Teddy. If you got nothing to say, then
it's not propaganda. It's from the man himself.
Yeah, but I think that you're kind of proving our point that that you guys are all using the Palestinians, and it's all about justice. It's all about human rights. The women and the children and the journalists and all the nonsense that you're spewing. You're just using them. And that is the sad reality of the Palestinians. You guys are the worst tragedy.
Hey, Teddy.
And we know it. So listen, and we know it. So we know who the real Nazis. So you can keep on blaming us. But at the end, you also know that you are like benefiting from Palestinian blood. And this is why you guys are a sick death cult of sociopath.
Teddy, I just want to say something to you on a level of morality, if you're capable. Teddy, just give me 1 sec. Teddy, just give me 1 sec, man, with respect. You know, after the Bondi attack, you know, I was watching on YouTube the interviews with rabbis in Sydney, right? And what was coming out of them now is the time for the Jewish nation to spread light to the world, not to have retribution, not to be angry. Don't you give any weight to that? When you talk about morality of a reaction, just been slaughtered in Sydney in huge numbers, and they come out and say, now is the time for the Jews, for the Jewish nation to spread light to the world. You know, use some logic, Teddy.
Brett,
you know, if you're going to take a side.
Brett, this is what infuriates them. They know we're the light to the world.
Okay, how many
Brett, they know who we are. This is what motivates them. They are trying to block the light. They stand for the darkness. They kill their own children. They make their children into shaheeds.
But we're talking about Teddy here. We're talking about Teddy. We're talking about an English guy who's not Muslim, you know, and he's taking a side. So he prefers to take the side you're talking about. Murder, killing, blah, blah, blah. Not the ones that are talking about peace. You know, it doesn't make any logical sense to me, El.
Well, it's very difficult for you and I to understand the existence of evil in the world. We're strangers to it. And we don't accept it. We just think, as Dan Shane said, inside of every jihadi terrorist is a little Thomas Jefferson just waiting to come out. Might not be true. Inside of them might be anger, destruction, murderousness, in the name of whatever cause they think that they are serving.
And come on, I'm not like the rabbis in Australia. I'm friggin' angry, you know. Yeah. And people like that, you know, these guys are the problems. It's not the Muslims for me. It's the ones that support them. They're the ones I'm friggin' angry at, you know?
I do know, Brett. And all I can say is that the rabbis remind us not to become like them.
Man, it's you know, I'm not a practicing Jew. I'm a Jew. I'm a Zionist, but I remember a rabbi told me years ago when my first wife wanted to convert to Judaism. We went to an Orthodox rabbi, and I asked him. I said, "Why are the Jews called the chosen people?" And he goes to me, "You know, yes, it's true. We are chosen, but we are chosen for burden." And it stuck with me. That was 30 years ago. Chosen for burden.
They literally call it the yoke of the Torah, Brett.
But I don't. The chosen white people get offended by that. I don't know. Like Catholics,
because
you guys, you have a covenant with God. You guys have a covenant with God, and so you're chosen.
Yeah.
Catholics believe they have a covenant, and you know they're chosen. it's like I don't give a shit. Like there's and Muslims, of course, are going to believe that they have the true religion. That's fine. All three of us. I'm not religious, by the way, but they'll disagree with each other.
We can agree to disagree on it.
Yeah, so I don't really give a shit if you guys think you were the religion and the people of the covenant that want to shine shining in or light for all of the people.
Chosen for the yoke of the Torah. I mean, you see Jews going around saying, "Hey, I'm a Jew. I'm better than you." You don't hear us doing that.
No, exactly.
Like we think it, but we don't say it.
No, there's definitely. I have had experiences, and I mean, there's with every. Hold on, Daniel. With every group of people that exists, okay, including Jews, they do exist, and so I like. I'm not saying that's the average. It's like saying the average white man is racist when the average white man is not. But obviously, there's racist white men.
Yeah. But Pepe, you've been to Jewish rooms and you've been to the other side, and do you think that we're hallucinating?
But no, they just lie and gaslight.
Exactly. So
I don't know.
I didn't think so. They kind of made us think, okay, maybe we are different kind of people, because from what it looks like, yes, we have different values, different standards of critical thinking, of how to even read and discuss things.
Yeah, I can't discuss things. Like I go with Amir, and I always take the same approach in his rooms, and I like, what do we agree on? And some of the things are going to be things that are like, a lot of Zionists might not even appreciate, but I'll build a bridge, and that's what I do.
It's more like about pride of winning the debate, and it's about like exploring ideas or educating, or like it's like winning a debate, so they could lie or they could omit in order to win.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know what else to say. Like I can generally, I think Jews are easier to argue with because they're easier to corner, because if they're lying or if they're downplaying something, because they generally are not, they generally don't play as many games when talking with them. But with them, they just
say they're more honest.
Yes, they're more honest, and so there's like, they have no shame where it's like, oh yeah, I'm a liar. I'm lying to your face. Amazing. But I'm winning the debate, bro. And fuck the Zios. Like that's their whole strategy. It's like, oh, okay, amazing. But I was gonna say, I came up here because like, I do think terrorists, what makes them dangerous is that I actually think some of them are highly moral people. Their moral compass is off, but what these people think they're doing is great. It is, in fact, the highest calling. It's for the greater good.
That's a problem.
For them,
but this is the thing of what is a sociopath, okay? It's exactly
I know, that's different. Sociopaths don't have a sense of morality, whereas these people, you do get the true believers that do morally.
So if I go and I kill people and drink their blood because I believe it will help them or will bring them into a bigger reality, or that I'll bring them to heaven or whatever, I believe it. So that's okay.
Okay, but let's just say you had a religion. Not a real religion, but a religion where to kill the non-believers. It kind of sounds like the Marine Corps.
So I would say that's a sociopathic religion.
Because we went to war with Libya, and you should have seen the response from or not Libya. It was the Barbaria, the Berber pirates. What they were doing, they were kidnapping and seizing ships, and the diplomat from the United States had asked, "Why are you guys doing this?" And said, "Well, Allah commands us to do this. Whenever we see you people, you guys are horrible, yada yada yada." They were jihadists, and so we went. Our very first foreign war was in Barbaria, But
you don't mean Barbaria. You mean the Barbary pirates of North Africa.
Barbary pilots. I thought it was called Barbaria at the time.
It was the Barbary coast.
Barbary. But what was the name of the?
Well, there was Morocco.
The nation.
Well, remember there was Tripoli.
Yes, Tripoli is what's in the Marines.
Right, anthem
song.
Yes. Yeah.
But for some reason, I thought it was referred to as Barbaria at the time. So I remember
North
having this
Africa.
really weird.
It was Morocco. I mean, those people are called Berbers, which is a warping of the word barbarian. So they were. I mean, to us we were barbarians, and to them we were barbarians. But anyway, yes, they kidnapped us and held us for ransom. And they use a
jihadist. Yeah, and they use a jihadist explanation for why they were doing it. It was.
I didn't even know that.
No, yeah. Look up. Actually, I'll look it up. The response was crazy. It was like literally an ISIS response. And so we had to go to war with them. But I do think that, especially when it comes to religion, to them, their religion is their morality. I think, and this is something like I noticed when I was younger. I was a fuck up. I was always in and out of trouble, the law and other stuff. But I noticed there was like different types of fuck ups and like lawbreakers. You had the kids who were kind of like they did what they were supposed to do, but they had like really bad families. They were born into gangs, all of that stuff. But they were generally, I guess you say, more disciplined. But they had but morally they were just very askew because of how they were raised. Then you had the people like me who just kind of bent the rules. But
are these your fellow fuck ups? Or you're talking about what kids?
Yeah.
Like juvie or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then I would say that would. It is, but morality is what you. Morality is. I think you're indoctrinated into morality. Like I don't know how.
Yeah, but I'm saying even in Islam, like human life is sacred, murder is a major sin, blah blah blah. So if they're killing, if they think they're moral, they're not following the Quran or the Hadith in the strict sense of the word, right?
No, I would say not if they think they're at war with a group of people, and I would say even when it comes to nationalist movements. Where civilians do get killed, I do think that amongst the IRA or the Basque separatists or the Corsican separatists, you do get true believers. And I would say even with the communist terrorists that you saw, especially in the earlier parts of the 20th century, these people were true believers. These are not fuck-ups. These are not undisciplined, amoral people. These are people who believed in a higher calling. And because of that, they were going to be very steadfast in committing, atrocities to accomplish their goals.
I don't know what to say to you, Pepe. Are you Jewish, man? Pepe, are you Jewish? Are you supporting of Israel or Palestine?
Exist and defend themselves and all of that. I can't say I support them more than I support fucking France or the UK or some shit. I support them as much as I'd support any other country I'm not a part of.
Do you support the Islamic aim?
No. I don't even want Muslims in fucking Europe or America.
Okay. When you say Muslims, you mean all Muslims or the ones
the vast
that
majority?
follow?
It doesn't. I don't.
What's that, Pepe? Are you still a racist? Are you still a racist, Pepe? He's a racist prep, by the way.
Just let him, Teddy, just let him finish his.
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking. Is it
Yeah,
still a
super
racist?
racist. Amazing. Yes.
No, because last time I spoke to you, you were racist.
Sure.
You admitted it.
So I would say that Muslims, even when they seem like they're more secular, you get enough of them around, things are just going to change. I don't. It's just a culture, a religion, or I should say, which of course develops a culture that is like kind of incompatible with ours. I don't hate them. I just want to avoid trouble.
Can I just ask, if you have thousands of Chinese people in Chinatown, does it look like Little Italy or does it look like Chinatown?
Chinatown, but Chinese aren't like trying to butcher people. It's just being honest.
Neither are the majority of Muslims, but you're happy with.
When was the last?
Chinatown?
When was the last?
You're happy with like Chinese communities where they all gather by themselves. Same with
that's
the
fine.
Italians.
Yeah, that's fine. But when
you're okay with all of them.
When is the last time a person in furtherance of like I don't know Confucianism or being Chinese, their ethnic, their racial background, when had they committed a terrorist attack against us? Oh, that's right. None of us can think of one in the last, I don't know how many fucking decades, because they don't do it.
I mean, that's a good point, Teddy, right? What he's saying is a good point.
I get it, but still, what you're saying, it doesn't fit with our culture. Their culture is completely different to ours, so
but it's not hostile to ours. That's the main fucking difference.
I mean, the one thing
not all Muslims are hostile to the West.
But Teddy, with all due respect, I can agree with you. However, I'll say this: a Muslim who doesn't pray, who doesn't follow the Hadith, who doesn't read the Quran, they're just as much at risk at the hand of Islamists as we are. So they're not technically Muslims in the eyes of Islamists, right? Teddy?
Yeah, okay.
Is that fair? So I agree with you. The majority of Muslims that I know, they don't pray, they don't read the Hadith, they're just cultural Muslims, their parents are Muslim or whatever.
But we don't go around like shouting out.
But they're not even a fucking race. They're not even a race. They're not a race, though.
That's between them and God, right?
Sure. No, not if they're harming us.
You're just discriminating based on.
No, that's not discriminating again. No, that's bullshit. So first of all, there are white people. We can look at the Bosnians. We can look at the Albanians. They are majority Muslim. We can look at also Chaldeans, the Syrians, the Coptic Christians, the Lebanese Christians. They're brown Middle Eastern people that are Christian. And I have literally zero problems with them immigrating into our countries. Why? Because they're not hostile to us. So, I like cut the fucking bullshit saying, oh, it's discriminatory.
You are. So a Syrian Christian and a Syrian Muslim. Say, for example,
you can't be an Assyrian Muslim. A Syrian is an ethnic. They're Christians from northern Iraq.
That's right.
So you don't get Syrian Muslims?
Syrian. Assyrian.
Yeah, he's right.
Say, okay, whatever. Another country, whatever. So like another country. and what I'm saying is, so if that Muslim's not practicing their faith, they come from the same culture, they're just practicing two different religions. You and Pepe will discriminate just based on the so-called Muslim.
Because one group does not commit terrorist attacks. One group is not trying to doesn't have a religion that wants
faith. Now he's just a person. Now he's just a person that came from that country. But just because you think he came from a Muslim background, you think he's going to do. He's not even practicing his faith. You're just discriminate based on.
I didn't say
absolutely
that.
No evidence.
Teddy, you got to understand. You got to understand because you seem to have tiptoed around what he said. He said, if you look at Chinese immigration, for example, in Australia, right? There's never been an issue in regards to safety. Yes, they've got a very different culture, but they've never committed acts of murder or terror.
Okay?
Chinese,
Jews in
one of
Australia.
the triads,
No,
the triads
let
are
me
one of the
finish, Teddy.
largest
Teddy,
organized
I'm not,
gangs in the world.
Teddy, just let me finish, right? I'm not talking about gang violence, right? You can say that about every culture. Don't twist it, right? I'm talking about in the name of religion, or in the name of, like you said, Confucius or Buddhism or Judaism. In those countries, there's no one is fearful of a Jew, of a Christian, of a Catholic, of a Buddhist, but there is a fear against the Islamic culture, but not because of the majority, like you say. And there's a middle ground here, Teddy, and I think you're smart enough to see there is a problem within Islamism for Muslims as well. You know, these guys who committed this act of terror in Sydney, they don't represent Islam. They don't represent.
That's what I was going to ask you earlier, Brett. That's what I was going to ask you. How many Jews do you hear mentioning that it was actually a Muslim that helped to disarm those guys? You don't hear many Jews saying that. You don't say, "Oh, yeah,
that is such a stupid side note.
No, it's really not that, because it's like
everybody gives
they'll
their
just ignore it. They'll just ignore it.
No, they don't. That's so full of shit. Everybody gives that guy his cards.
One sec, stop. Teddy, it's not true what you're saying factually. My family were there. I've seen the interviews on YouTube with the rabbis speaking afterwards. They are so thankful that this guy saved, not just saved, more people getting murdered. They were very thankful that he was Muslim, because it's clear to the Jewish population that the Muslims are not issue Islam, and those that empower it at the issue, including the Australian government. That's the issue. So you're wrong, man. You're
I'm saying, like, I'll give you the example earlier of Daniel and Al Normo. You brought up the Bondi Beach thing. There was no one ever mentioned about the person that helped stop it.
Why would they mention it preemptively?
It was only the people. Exactly. It was only. No, because if you're having a discussion about it, you're talking about it instead of just
when did you hear them? When did you hear them downplay that guy, or say the guy was like not a hero? Like, they didn't do that. So like, this is.
They didn't mention it. No, they didn't mention it. It's called. They didn't mention it. They said that they mentioned the so-called Muslim terrorists who started shooting people. But they refused that.
Just because there's a good Muslim. Okay, look, we can talk about.
To the fact.
Okay, we can talk about the Islamists. We can talk about the Islamists.
When someone.
Okay, it's just one at a time. Otherwise, it's like Peace Morgan.
But look, we can talk about the Islamists. Okay, the crazy Muslims that want to fucking kill in the name of Islam. Okay, and we can look at Ahmed, who risked his own life. He got shot a couple times while trying to save lives, mainly at people of it. He might not have even known they were shooting at Jews. He might have just seen a mass shooter, and like, I don't even know what was going through his brain. He's just like, nope, got to stop that shit. But he did what I think most men would not do, and he risked his life to stop a shooter. All day long, he deserves praise. He's a good man. What he did was great. Nobody's taking away from that.
You didn't even let me finish my point. People like Daniel and Al Normo hate Muslims so much. I've heard Al Normo say things like, "Oh, if you're a Muslim, you're a terrorist." Like,
he's never said that. I've known him. No, I've known him for years.
He has literally said that. Yes, he has. 100%. Daniel says it all. Daniel says it all the time. These Muslim terrorists. He doesn't say are you a Muslim? Yes, dude. There was a guy, Chucky, that Al Normo used to hang around with. They would cuss out
You're talking about Chucky.
Yeah, but Al Normo was there, and they make songs about it. They joke about it. They jokingly insult Muslims.
Chucky was somebody they distanced themselves from because he was crazy. And yes, he did do a lot of that shit. I don't understand.
Al Normo would be there amongst it all. You don't understand. These hardcore Zionists, they don't want to recognize when even when a Muslim does something good, they refuse to do it.
He's a hardcore Zionist. But do you consider him hardcore Zionist? El Normo's not a hardcore Zionist.
I don't think Brett even realized when Brett. Did you realize how they were talking down to you? Like, they were like, you don't even really know Israel. Al Normo came. I don't think you know. I don't think you know Israel.
No one was talking down to me at all. And Teddy,
they were a little bit.
No, they weren't. That's just your perception. Doesn't mean it's true.
And Teddy, what do you think about the Bondi attack? Just a matter of interest. About these two guys who did the
it's horrible.
killing.
Horrible.
Were they doing it in the name of Allah?
Of course not. They can say all they fucking want. They weren't doing it. I completely disagree with it. But then to create a whole story.
Were they doing it in the name of Allah?
They could be doing it in the name of fucking someone lives in Mars. I don't give a shit. It's not. They're not part of the Islamic faith.
Brett, are you Jewish?
If someone's like a schizophrenic or someone has fucking lost it and escaped a mental asylum, and they think
Teddy, are you Muslim? Are you Muslim?
Me?
No,
I am. Yeah, but I'm also
obviously. But I'm asking Brett,
Muslim, right?
Yes. So I'm asking Brett if he's Jewish. I'm trying to get. I'm asking Brett if he's Jewish. Hold on, Skull. Hold on a second. I'm asking Brett if he's Jewish. See, he asked me what I was, and I'm just curious because he said he had people.
I'm Jewish. I'm Israeli. I'm Australian, and I'm a Zionist.
Okay, right on. Now, I'm just curious, Teddy. What is that? I see what looks like an arm patch for Palestine.
What is it?
What is that in your PTR?
Take a photo. Go on Google Lens. Look at. I can't believe what we're talking about. We're talking about the Bondi Beach thing. And you, for one.
No, but no. Because I'm trying to. I just asked Brett. I just asked Brett what his religion was. He told me he's Australian Zionist and Israeli. Now I'm asking you. Okay, I explained what I am. Now I do see that arm patch or the two patches, and so obviously we see the Palestinian flag. Obviously, because it's a military patch.
Am I allowed to finish my point? I was trying to make about fucking 5 minutes ago. I guess.
Well, I don't know. What is it that you want?
No, you have to create a full picture, right? This is the thing. I'll come out and say what they did was wrong, right, on that day in Australia. But I'll also mention the fact that it was also a Muslim that helped save the people that these guys were trying to kill.
We all said good for him.
Makes us sound like cucks. This is what makes us sound like cucks. You justify yourself.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways, yeah, fuck those guys. Let them get blasted. Fuck those kikes. At the end of the day, as long as there was no white people who got killed in it, then it's all kosher, man. Fuck them. Jews shouldn't feel safe anywhere in the world if Muslims or Arabs are getting blasted and American lives are being used and American finances are being used to allow this, to facilitate this. So fuck them. Who cares?
So, Cynic, what about the 10-year-old that died? Fuck her too?
No one gives a shit. Who cares? If they don't give a shit about the 10-year-olds that are dying all around the world, then who gives a shit about...
See, Teddy, that was a Muslim.
Say something good.
That was a modest Muslim.
Skull, did you want to jump in there?
Yeah, Skull made a point. Skull, if that's what you want to think and you want to continue to think that, that's
no. I was just joking. I know Cynic, he's off his rocker. I was just joking. But anyways, I was saying before, you don't think the attackers at Bondi Beach was Muslim?
No, I don't. I'd say that 100 times a day. Not at all. I would never do anything like that. Everyone I know would never do anything like that. They never even think about doing anything like that. So these people are just fucked.
Teddy, would you do it if you were living in the West Bank?
There is zero scenarios where I do zero.
So Teddy, I'll ask you, if you're living in the West Bank, would you do something like that against what you described as the occupying force of Israel? Would you commit an act of terror?
It's hard to know. It depends, really. It depends on how much.
Based on what you feel now, would you?
If my entire family had been wiped out.
West Bank. We're talking about the West Bank here, not Gaza, right?
Wait, it's the West Bank.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, what do you want me to answer? If some Israeli settlers came in and tried to take my house and tried to beat up my wife and children, I would beat the shit out of them.
I would too. But would you then, if you couldn't get your hands on those people, would you strap a bomb to your body and go and blow up some random Jews?
Of course. But the thing, no, of course not. No, definitely not. Because suicide is completely against the faith, and you're not allowed to kill yourself.
No, you can kill yourself if you're a martyr.
That's right.
You can kill yourself while killing other people, and you can still go to heaven. You can still go to Jannah.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem. Is like these rulings, right? You do realize these rulings are what justify, what gives these people justification to go and do what they do. There's a million other people out there that completely disagree with that. So
not necessarily. Like what school of thought?
No, it is, dude. It's like me pulling out a rabbinical tradition and saying, "Oh, fucking Jews do that. What's fucking wrong with you people?" Rah, rah, rah. But I'm not. Guess what? I'm not doing that because this religion is not black and white. And when you point things out like that, say, "Oh yeah, go and kill yourself. You go to heaven." Hold on, no, that's like one opinion of hundreds, if not thousands, of different opinions.
So Teddy, do you agree with what Hamas did on October 7th?
No, I don't. No.
That's interesting. I perceived you maybe in a different way. I'm confused by you, Teddy.
It's just no one wants to hear the truth, bro. That's the thing.
So you don't agree with what Hamas did on October 7th?
Parts of it, not all of it.
Wait a minute.
No, I'll give you an example. Attacking the military base, science again. Like if they believe there are wars and attack a military bases, then there's people that.
Yeah, I guess
that's why I said parts of it, not all of it.
So attacking the kibbutzim, taking hostages, stuff like that, you don't agree with?
No, I don't agree with killing any innocent people. The hostages thing, that was.
Are you just saying that because you're English and you're scared of getting arrested?
Look at my photo. You really think I give a shit?
No, he won't get arrested if he says the Hamas side. If he says the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the UK now, like if you say, yeah, I support Hamas and what they did, you could get arrested if this is recorded, right?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
You'll get arrested if you say, like, deport Muslims, but you won't get arrested if you say, like, I thought Hamas, October 7th was.
Exactly. Blood like the Intifada. You don't get arrested. They actually,
you do know.
Yeah, as since Bondi, Teddy. Since Bondi. And that's what I'm saying. The government's responsible for what happened in government. Sorry, you go on.
And that's what's ironic is that, like, you're getting people that, like, native British people. When I say British, I mean like ethnically British, that are complaining about the hostile. What do you mean ethnically? They're native to the British Isles. Like they're genetically British. And so it's not meaningless. Like fuck you. Like
no, I said me.
What if I said
M-E.
that?
I said M-E.
Okay, so when it comes to them complaining about the rapists that come from largely places like Pakistan. And whatever the immigrants are doing, harassing their women, it's they go to Her Majesty's court, and then they are sentenced to 2 years in prison, and then you get some fucking guy that literally raped a native British chick, and that was underage, and it was like yeah. He's always had a rough life. Yeah, he needs to assimilate. Oh, okay, suspended sentence. Probation, and then of course you guys can advocate for basically jihad, and it's like, well, these are just misunderstood people. They need to they just need to assimilate a little bit more. We're not Islamophobic, so we just can't do anything to them. Oh, but then they'll crack down on the native, British people. That is bullshit. That is kind of part of the reason why it's a fault of the British, but it's also a fault of the people that are coming there that don't value life and I don't know, things like consensual sex.
What he's saying has validity, Teddy, and yesterday in the group,
he's basically saying all immigrants are fucking rapists. Everyone from Pakistan are rapists. It's basically what he's saying. But this guy is literally racist.
No.
That's literally what he's saying.
He didn't say that, Teddy.
What did he say then? They come here, they don't assimilate. Okay, well, all the fucking doctors in the NHS.
No, but Pepe doesn't know the history of the UK with the Pakistani immigrants, the Indian immigrants who came in 40 years ago and they integrated fine into society. But I think he's referring to the modern immigrants, the ones over the last 20 years. The last 20 years. The number one name in the UK now is Mohammed for the last 4 years running. Mohammed.
It sounds very British.
Teddy, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question.
No, but that's the funniest. That's the funny thing. It's just like the British people, like me, my family, everything like that. It's not our fault that the Muslims have more children than us. Not our fucking problem. It's not our
But it's
fault.
also
have more babies.
Would it be their fault? Would it be your fault or either of your fault if they were to say like, hey, you know what? There's too many of you, and we just don't want you people in our land anymore? The last time I checked, if I go to Qatar,
if you're worried about losing the demographics, just have more fucking children. Like, what the fuck?
Well, how about we just don't let in outsiders? Because you know what Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, what they all do? Hold on a second. But you know what all of those countries do? They have more people living in their country that are not citizens than are citizens. They never give them citizenship, except for on unusual bases.
Exactly.
And so they basically, you're there to be a contributor. If you're not, that's it. You're gone.
What I'm saying, if we.
But no. Hold on. You guys don't accept us. You guys don't accept us in your countries as outsiders. But you want us to grant you a level of hospitality that you would never grant us. That is bullshit.
There's two people talking at the same time here, man. There's two people talking at the same time.
Well,
no, hold on. I wanted to finish my question.
I want to state the obvious, right? No, I want to state the obvious. So even if we shut all of our borders in 100 years' time, because their birth rate is higher, and even though they're a minority, their birth rate is higher, the percentage is going to continue to get bigger. So unless you're talking about kicking out generations of people.
Let me something here. What he's saying has an element of truth, right? And he brought up, say, Saudi Arabia and countries like Bahrain. Yes, they do allow outsiders to come in, but they're very restricted. And what he's saying has an element of truth. As far as the kicking out is concerned, yeah, kick out ones that are not legal. It's as simple as that. Kick them the fuck out. The ones that commit crimes, kick them the fuck out. But as far as regulating the population in the UK, France, all these English countries, we have to be like Poland, Teddy. You're not going to like that, but it's 100% true because why should we change? No, why should we have more children to be able to keep up with the
already here.
That is exactly the.
Let me tell you one thing.
Well, hold on. That is exactly the problem. Is that they want to make this a birth rate issue. Hold on a second. We don't have to introduce your population to ours, and that would just solve it. And if we look at the very wealthy Saudi, Arab Gulf countries that have a majority of the people that are currently living in their countries as non-citizens, they don't give these people citizenship. They don't vote. They don't have the same level of protection because at the end of the day, they can just be removed. I do not think that Muslims should be they would never grant this level of charity to us. They would never allow us to fucking proselytize or build a fucking church in their country. Why the fuck should we allow you guys to come and proselytize in our countries, to give birth to a bunch of fucking children in our countries, and that's playing fool's poker. That's playing fool's poker.
Hold up, I'm gonna ask Teddy a question right now. Hold up, okay? Because when Pepe was mentioning about like the rapes in the UK, and then Teddy, you mentioned, oh well, there's doctors. They bring over doctors. So 20 years ago, right? If you were the leader of the UK, right, and you could see into the future, and you had the choice to choose between, if I let in all these immigrants, sure, we're going to get a couple hundred doctors for the NHS, cool, but that is going to come with 250,000 native British girls raped over a 20-year period. What choice would you choose?
Wait, you're saying that people
like in terms of stopping their immigration or not? Like if you were 20 years ago...
I would ask the question: when did these people come in, and who, like the people that are rapists? When did they come in? Like 20 years ago, or have they come in recently?
No, well, the rape of Britain has been Well, it's been more than 20 years. It's been about like 30 years for like the rape of Britain. But the point is that you were basically saying that, oh well, we got doctors here too, but the bad outweighs the good in this situation, right?
No, it doesn't.
Like no Brit is gonna be like, oh yeah, it's so great that there's 250,000 rapes over 20 years, but at least if my leg gets broken, I can go see a Pakistani
He's playing
doctor.
the same game. He's playing the same game that just like when he mentioned the hero in the Bondi shooting. He wanted to deflect. He wanted to deflect to the one good Muslim, despite the lives lost to the two very bad Muslims. This is fucking retarded.
Right, let me give you. You're starting to piss me off. My whole life shuts your entire argument down. The way you hate Islam so fucking much, I'm not even going to entertain me telling you about my life.
I don't hate Islam or Muslims, but and you're using me, and that's an antidote. I'm not an entire population. I'm one fucking person. You have to look at the whole fucking population.
Well, Teddy, Islam hates.
So, what about this? So let me ask you this. Answer this question. Everyone's parents, say from a previous generation, then they were born here, right? Now, say Pakistanis, wherever, African, whatever, right? They're born here now. They are born into this. They're born here. They're British citizenship. Are you saying those people that were born in this country should be kicked out?
I mean, personally, I would kick out. It would be on a case by case basis. But you're asking me if I was like
what do you mean a case by case basis?
Pepe of the world,
citizens of this country.
Yeah, sure.
They were born here.
Kick them out. Just like how your Islamic countries would kick us out in a heartbeat, I would absolutely kick you out.
One sec, guys. Let me have a bit of a contribution here. First of all, Pepe, you can't kick him out because they're citizens. So under democracy, you can't kick them out. Okay, not that I disagree with you, right? But you can't kick them out. Teddy, I'm not sure what you're not understanding. What Pepe said. I go back when he's talking about Muslim countries. Okay, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, places like that. They don't allow non-Muslims, non-local citizenship. Okay, so that's the future. That's the future. I think it's too late, Teddy. It's too late, Teddy, because of the demographic issue. And then how do you deal with demographic?
It might be, but that's what I'm saying. The only other option is to kick out those people that have citizenship.
Yeah, Teddy is right, because in a sense, this is what has happened. It's already too late, right? The birth rate between the Muslims and the native English, or even just the native in the whole Western, governments like Canada, whatever, it's too low compared to the Muslims. So when we fast forward to 70 years, they're going to be at about 17 million to 20 million in the UK alone.
So how do we resolve that issue?
You would have to kick them out.
So this is where I'm going to sound like a fascist to you. I think in Europe they're going to have first. If I had to predict, I'm not an expert, but things will start kicking off in one country, then in another, and then there'll probably be somewhat of a unified front trying to kick these people out. And it's happening very quickly. And if we look at like you said, the most common name in
kick who out, Pepe? Kick who out? I'm
Muslims.
Confused. You can't kick Muslims. You can't kick out, but Pepe, you can't kick out in a democracy citizens, which is what Teddy's saying.
Well, no, I agree, but I think that when it ends up, hold on. When it ends up, when it evolves into being civil war, okay, that gets on the back burner. Now, if you have a democracy where you have people, and by the way, you can look at throughout history, you've had people democratically elected that completely change a country, that end up becoming fucking tyrants. You're going to get people.
No, so you're talking about Pepe. You're telling me, as a native to this land, my wife is not from here, by the way.
You're not.
So you're telling me I've done a DNA test. I've literally, I think the furthest for the past 500-600 years, my ancestors have stepped out 1% in Spain. Like literally,
But you're
I am through and through the UK. like
so you're a revert to Islam.
55%. I'm like 55% English, 55% English, and then
okay. If you're a white Muslim, okay. So I get it. So if you're a white
because you've just interrupted me again. So you're telling me that every child that I have has to be deported from this country just because they're my children.
No, I would say if
okay, guys, just bring it back. Make it's me, man, because I want to make his point, Teddy. Okay, let him make his point so you're not talking over each other, so they can clarify what he's saying.
He interrupted me.
No, but Teddy, I'll answer you this very simply. If you're a native British person, you can't be deported. I do not think you should be able to kick out people that are converts. Like they're still native to your land. So
we're going around in circles, Pepe. So how do you resolve the issue?
Yeah, let me answer that. Let me answer that. Okay, so the only way to do that is to kick out and deport as much people as legally possible, and then on top of that, the Western countries have to implement the most massive assimilative cultural propaganda like marketing scheme, I guess, whatever, that they've ever produced like in their entire history. So they would have to like almost go like fascist. They would have to go fascist. There would have to be a British flag like on every fucking door. There would have to be the biggest assimilative program ever. They would have to.
But you call it fascist, Teddy. But what is the difference between like an Islamo fascist?
For those who want to know, the word is called remigration. It's basically what the far right.
Okay, what would be the difference between an Islamo-fascist caliphate, where you have a Muslim majority in your country, and they by democratic means they end up getting into power, and then they democratically want to fundamentally change a country like the UK. They democratically want to have head coverings. They democratically want to make punishment to be commonplace. Like protecting democracy at that point starts to become fucking stupid.
You want to bring back the Crusaders age, then, dude? Like that kind of, you want to bring back that kind of period?
Teddy, he has a point, right? Because 75% of British Muslims agree with Sharia.
Okay, what is Sharia? Like, for me, Sharia is praying, fasting, giving my charity, but respecting my parents. Those things are Sharia to me, right?
It's not, that's to you, Teddy. But it's like Intifada. People say, but what does it mean? What does Intifada really mean? Blah, blah, blah. We know what Intifada means in Israel. We experienced it. We know what Sharia means in Iran. They experience it. So when 75% of Muslims agree with Sharia, even if your opinion is slightly different, if you have a Sharia court, they're not going to give a fuck about your opinion on what you think Sharia is. Sharia is Sharia. Strict Islamic doctrine. Okay? So 75% of Brits want Sharia in the UK. And Skull, just to make one point, just make one point quickly. Just so you know, as an example, Morocco will not accept any Muslim back, any Moroccan citizen back who's torn up their passport. You do understand that. So a good percentage of these illegal immigrants in Europe are not accepted by the countries they're coming from because of the shit of those countries. They don't want them back. How do you solve that?
Yeah, I didn't say.
It's also they're playing the same goddamn game they play with Israel. It's like Palestinians. They wreaked havoc wherever they went. We can look at Jordan. We can look at even Kuwait. And Kuwait was interesting because most of these people were like part of the professional class. They were very educated and had, they were pharmacists, doctors, that kind of shit. And of course, we can look which I find very unforgivable, what they did to Palestine, or not Palestine, excuse me, Lebanon, a Christian country. And
it's true. Okay, what you're saying is 100% true, Teddy. You can't disagree with that. What they did in Jordan, what they did in Lebanon.
I zoned out for a sec, boss.
But we're talking specifically about Palestinians, the radicals, right?
Yeah, no, I wanted to respond to what you said about what you said about the people in this country, Sharia and all stuff like that. I wanted to respond to that. So.
Okay, but just one sec. What Pepe brought up has some fact to it, right? What they did in Jordan, what they did in Egypt, what they did in Lebanon. It's horrible.
Well,
would you agree with that?
G'day, lads.
Specifics?
Specifics? Are you asking specifics?
Yeah. Like, so what? Yeah, we go into like.
Are you kidding?
Can I?
They did Sharia. Well, just one second, I'll let you jump in, right? But what they did in Egypt is they created the Muslim Brotherhood. What they did in Jordan is exactly the same thing. And what they did in Lebanon, as you well know with the civil war in Lebanon between the Muslims and the Christians, is exactly the same thing. The fact that you choose not to see that or not to be part of your narrative.
I don't know much about it. I haven't. Okay, you haven't given me a chance to. I don't actually know much about it. I haven't really looked into it too much.
Well, what they're doing in the West is exactly what they did in Jordan. It's exactly what they did in Egypt, and it's exactly what they did in Lebanon. Okay, it's exactly the same thing, and they're doing it now in the West. Look at the history of Jordan, Egypt, and Lebanon in regards to Islamism, the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, right? I heard about the Muslim Brotherhood about 2 months ago. But the funny thing is like you like you don't. I don't think you actually ask many. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my circle of few hundred people, like Muslims. And other people, other states, by the way.
Why are you beating around the bush? Why can't you just say
no? So what I'm trying to say is, you guys are saying that everyone believes and everyone follows the Muslim Brotherhood. Everyone wants this. Everyone wants that. Blah, blah, blah. But have you actually asked these people, or are you just going off like the far right?
Muslim Brotherhood.
Are you going off what the far right is saying and telling you?
No. Here's what the Arab Gulf countries tell us about the Muslim Brotherhood. They consider they're designated as terrorists in their countries. Now, what we do allow is for the Muslim Brotherhood, especially in America, their organization here is called CAIR, CAIR. And they are they're part of the Muslim Brotherhood, and they do. If you could only look at their responses after terrorist attacks in the United States, I found it always disgusting. They never apologize. They never sympathize. It's always like I remember it was in San Bernardino. You had this husband and wife that committed a mass shooting at the male's place of work, and not only did they not apologize or give condolences or anything like that, their first order of importance was like, oh hey, they have children, they need to be adopted by a Muslim family. That was that. I mean, these are very disgusting people, and I would say, why is it that these Gulf Arab states, they designate them as terrorists, but we put up with their bullshit and their propaganda, and like, why should we do that? Like, these staunch Muslims.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up and say, just keep believing the narrative. I could say, and what advice they've given me, I've actually had people that have actually tried to radicalize me and what they think and how they behave, and the normal people. I can do all this, but you guys just don't want to.
Well, may I ask you one question?
You don't want to hear another side of the story. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, Teddy, can you let just Koala jump in here? He's been waiting.
Right, Teddy, do you know anything about what Isara, Yahoo, and Mushrik means in Islam? Do you know that?
I don't know. I don't speak Arabic. So.
Right, so Nisara is Christian, Yahud is Jews, and Mushriks are Hindus. Precisely written over there that when the Sharia law will be implemented, what's written in the Quran, chapter 9, verse 11 and 5, whatever is written over there, a couple of verses, they will be implemented, and they have. Listen, Teddy, I was just listening patiently. Just let me talk. All I'm saying is that they have done back the same thing in the Jordan, right? The Christians. They have done in the past in Egypt. They are doing it the same thing in your country now. Why are you just beating around the bush and just call the spade a spade? The one you're just trying to save and bring ifs and buts in this conversation, all you're trying to do is like you're just whitewashing things, because Muslims are pretty much clear. 90% of your Muslim men want Sharia law. The same Sharia law they just fucking ran away from their own fucking country. The Pakis back in the countries don't fucking like their Sharia law, although they want the Sharia law in the Western countries. So stop being around it.
Wait, Teddy, you said you had people that wanted to...
So you're saying they want what they don't want. You basically just said what they want, but they don't want.
That's a new territory. It's right simple.
Okay, I got a question.
Teddy, did you say someone wanted
so
to
they're gonna live here, they're gonna have families.
That's what I keep on saying. That the shit you don't want in your own country, why you bring that shit here?
And then they're gonna...
We have seen what happened when they just fucking did the Bondi Beach and they killed the people. They know there will be repercussions, and they, oh no, you're not like that, and they paid fucking couple of waddies, and they're telling them, oh, this Islamophobia. Same fucking playbook from last 25 years. When it happened in 9/11, there was a repercussion in America.
What about Islamophobia? It's all
right, Pepe. And that's the one thing that brought up when the 9/11. They brought Islam.
All right, guys, just one at a time, please. Koala, just finish what you want to say, buddy.
What I'm saying is that, there was a pushback after 9/11, and they knew that, and they brought this Islamophobia thing to fucking fool the cunts like Teddy and us.
Teddy, did you say that you had people try to radicalize you? So, like Islamists?
Yeah, I told them to fuck right off to my face. Yeah.
All right, and what were they trying to...
I hate that terminology. Like, because
yeah,
I hate
fuck
it.
you, pommy
okay,
bastard.
hold up quality.
No, I don't like it. It's like, I just
okay, not Islamist, whatever. Oh, like, what were they trying to say to you?
They were like trying to call me to jihad and saying about America, I've done this to our countries and done this to blah blah blah. I just told them. I just told the guy. I remember it was actually where I was in London, East Street Mosque, in the shop. I was buying some fragrance. I just told him basically, dude, fuck off, politely. Go and learn your script. Go and actually learn your scripture. Go and do all that. Because you are.
Try and talk him out of it. Yeah, did you try and talk him out of it?
There's no point, bro, because they're fucking extremists. Like, I'm just not bothered. Like, he is an alien in the community. They are not.
Yeah, but don't you understand by you?
No, because it will be a fight, Brett. It will be.
Hold on,
they're like a nutter in a pub. You know, one of those when you go out with your mates and you're drinking. There's always that one fucking prick that's got a loud mouth.
Let me ask him something.
That's the type of people these are.
So Teddy, so did you ever think to report that person or whatever, if it was a group, to police or whatever?
He was only a week later. He was arrested. I knew this guy.
Okay. And then I have one more question here. How long have you been a Muslim?
Over 10 years.
10 years. Okay. So, and when you hear people like that, you think that they're just random quacks who know nothing about the true Islam, and they have no idea, and they're misinterpreting the Quran.
I think if you got 100 Muslims in a room, and the division would definitely be, these guys are fucking nuts. They don't know what they're talking about. There's enough people that have knowledge of Islam that can Islamically refute everything they say.
But Teddy, with all due respect, what he's saying here, and this is a problem in the fucking world, is that people like you and your community are not standing up and doing the right thing by the rest of us, and either reporting them or going to your imam and speaking to your imam and saying, what the fuck are these guys talking about? They are dangerous, and asking the imam to report them. You are empowering them. You are allowing
So you go out of your way to report far right, do you?
Absolutely, man. If some far right dude came to me and asking me to join to go and murder Islamic people, I would absolutely report them. And I would absolutely fight them. Are you kidding me, Teddy?
I'm asking you, Teddy, are you reading different kind of Quran?
By the way,
Are you reading different Quran?
By the way, when this
are you reading a different Quran?
So you need to give me a little bit of break on that.
Okay. Are you reading different Quran? Because the extremists are also reading from the same fucking book.
Yeah, but there's different perceptions, Koala. There's different imams.
There's no perception. It's clearly written how to kill the fucking leaders, how to kill the fucking Messiah, the Christians.
Make me mad. These guys, they got me clipped. I'm back with the new account.
Brett, what's the...
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Just
Focus me,
go,
man.
Teddy.
Teddy.
My
Go,
house.
Teddy. No, Teddy.
Yeah, it's Bibi.
Bibi. Yeah, Bibi.
Yeah, Brett, sorry. I was just saying to Koala, he asked me, am I reading the same book? I was like, there's about 1 million different interpretations of the faith, so it's who you learn from. And the first, before I even became Muslim, I knew to fucking stay far away from any of these whatever the extreme pricks that try and
Do you believe in Quran?
Scully's saying. Koala, just want
No, but what I'm saying is it's like me saying to a Jew, do you believe in your book? Because there's like 1 million interpretations of it, and then me telling them that's like me telling them they don't believe in their book because they don't believe in the one that the extremists use.
Teddy, this is exactly what Scala and Koala are responding to, and myself as well. You, as a Muslim, a convert to Islam, you say far away from those fuckers, right? They're crazy, whatever. You do nothing about it. We can't do anything about it. We don't hear that kind of shit, yeah? They don't come to us and say, you want to do a jihad, blah, 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 blah.
I don't see them now, Brett. I don't see them now. Because it's my circle. My circle is not involved. Do you understand?
Teddy,